Beep beep. So, if Hangouts is to be believed, we are live. Welcome to Storm King's Thunder Session 3. So, I will simply chuck us straight into the action and hand you over to Craig, who will recap what occurred on our last session. Over to you, Craig.
Good evening. Are you sitting comfortably? Then I shall begin. To the best of my knowledge, after the goblin attack in the town, we decided to siege the keep, effectively. We sent our good friend Keller to guard the gate and warn us if anything arrived. And then with our new friend Milo, who helped us get across the broken bridge, both myself and Fingers managed to fall down the motte, which was rather embarrassing as we sort of swung there like a pendulum. We eventually managed to get into the keep to find that it had sustained substantial damage from the boulder attack. When we managed to get inside the Great Hall, we also found that the lady of the keep, Lady Nandar, had unfortunately suffered a very tragic demise. While we were investigating the keep and preparing to settle down to nurse our wounds, we saw from the village some torchlights and horses coming in, which was a bit strange considering we hadn't had any warning from our good friend Keller. And I believe that was where we left it for the night.
Okay, nothing major to add there. So you dart behind a wall overlooking the town centre, and in torchlight you spot 7 dark armoured mercenaries, you believe, riding on horses, circling around a figure, lithe, slim, that you recognise as Keller.
Well, I was quite fond of the young lady, although not fond enough to put my life on the line, I have to say. I think perhaps we should try and draw their attention, at the very least.
And how would you like to do that?
Well, I'm just sort of consulting with my teammates, as trying to gauge some opinion.
Would there be,
I can barely see. I can't see over the wall, so I'm no good at this.
Yeah, I can't see over the wall, but we could maybe call out or perhaps create some kind of diversion or illusion that distracts their attention.
I could make a cloud of fog appear so they can't see us in the castle, if that helps. Keep, sorry, not castle.
I believe when we left the last bit, we had the doors closed and barred.
Well, I thought we were by a low wall next to the broken bridge. That's what I understood.
You did. You made your way back onto the bridge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we were by like a broken curtain wall kind of thing.
Okay.
That marked the perimeter of the keep, and there's like a bridge, and it was broken.
Right.
Correct.
And tucked down behind the wall.
I do remember we severed the rope across the bridge.
Yeah.
Yep.
eventually after we remember?
I think we should just call out who goes there. I'm a rather small gnome. I don't know if someone with a deeper voice might be more appropriate for.
I could lift you up.
Again.
Yeah, I could hold him up
happy
above
for me
the wall and see if he gets shot.
What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hail them.
Yeah. I'll give you a lift up.
Oh, okay, I'll take a bunk off of my friend there, and in the deepest voice I can muster, I'll shout, "Halt! Who goes there?"
The circle of horses stops, and you see the shade change in the helmet as this dark-haired, fairly young gentleman turns and looks up in your direction. Maybe we should be asking who you are.
I'll sort of nudge fingers and say, we're the ones with the higher ground.
Yeah. Okay. We're the ones in the keep. You have entered our domain.
Land.
State your business and who you are.
With that, all 6 draw a bead on you with short bows. They don't fire. He says, we are the ones with the armor and the weapons aimed at you. Who are you?
I'll just reply that I've instructed many archers to train their weapons upon you. I suggest you answer my questions now.
One of them looses the arrow. And before it even gets anywhere near you, another has taken its place. This arrow literally scratches the side of your face. That was deliberate. Don't make my men hit next time. Who are you?
We did secure the town.
Yeah.
And we killed the goblins.
We are the current guardians of this town. Now state your business.
Ah, guardians of a town. Just the people we need to speak with. Come on down. You have my word.
Thank you very much.
No damage, no harm will come to you.
I'm quite right where I am for the moment. Let me hear your name and your business here first.
My name is Zolkin Alessander. I am one of the head guardians in the Zontaran army.
Zoltaran army?
Zentarim.
And what is your business with our young friend there?
He hops down off the horse, sticks his arm around Keller's shoulders, and gives her a long, deep kiss.
Oh,
You mean my friend?
Reacts to this kiss
Passionately.
Does she look like she's happy about it, or does she look like she's disgusted by it?
Oh, she's embracing him.
Oh, okay.
See,
Oh, well.
This is why you don't go around feeding people chicken. They stab you in the back.
So, yeah. Yes. That friend.
Please, come on down. The short bows are put away, the arrows put away, and they all step off their horses and secure them to the wooden fence outside the tavern.
Okay. I'll be with you in 1 second, and I'll start to climb down. I think we need a quick flab. How do you want to do this?
We should make sure that the captain of the keep is ready to raise the drawbridge and defend if need be.
Go back to. Sorry, did you say go back to the keep?
No, make sure the captain of the keep is ready. We left him
Right,
inside.
yeah. Okay.
And then I would suggest that maybe 2 of us go down. We could leave potentially Milo and yourself, Tam, in the keep.
Yeah, I think so.
There's a very nice library upstairs.
Oh, I want to turn around and scurry off.
So how are we
I
going to
believe
get
the
back?
library had a balcony as well, which might give you a very good view.
Fair enough. I'll do that then.
Not with human vision, it won't.
I will alert the keep guard to make sure that we're ready.
Okay.
I feel safer already.
Can I borrow your rope so that we can get back across the bridge?
Yeah, I'd hand the rope over and head towards the keep.
Okay, then I guess we'll make our way back over the bridge using the rope, and make our way confidently down to the to where these guys are at the tavern.
Okay, so as you're actually jumping from the higher part of the bridge now down to the lower area because you completely cut the rope, it is a DC 10 Dex check, please.
Oh dear.
So yeah, I've got 16 plus 3, so 19.
Very good. So the little gnome takes a little running jump.
That's more roguish.
Yeah. Foot perfectly on the edge, launches in the air, plants it.
I'm gonna do it with a little bit of flair, since these guys are probably watching us, just so they know that I'm not a kind of a gnome to mess with.
Yeah,
would you
no
like
worries.
to help me up as I fall down?
Oh, not again.
Okay, so you actually fall to the bottom of the bridge, landing prone, as you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ouch.
Oh. Does somebody want to make me alive again?
Are you unconscious?
Yeah. I only had 3 hit points left. We never healed.
Okay,
Right.
so the Dragonborn hits his head on the way down, and
Well, I do have a rope in my rucksack. Maybe I can rappel down and administer a medicine check on you and bring you back.
yeah. So I'm going to give you one turn to do that and get down. So that's 1 death save, please. Rav.
Yeah, 2 secs. That's a fail.
Okay, 1 of 3. So
Can't kill me in the first 5 minutes. I've already got level 5 ready.
I hope not. So you abseil down. I won't give you a check for that. Medicine check or potion of healing down the gullet.
I don't know. I forgot a potion. I did have some potion of healing, didn't I? They were secret though, weren't they? Go on. Yeah, I'll share.
Okay, 2d4 plus 2.
You're rolling, do you want me to?
The way I do it is whoever's administering does the roll. So
Oh, okay.
Fingers?
2d4.
2d4 plus 2.
In that case, Milo is not rolling any healing potion dice for anybody
5 total.
apart from himself.
There you
5
go.
in total.
Perfect.
Just don't fall again, because you can take that damage again.
I think I had a new set of dice that I was trying out, and I think I'm going to leave them and use my old ones.
Okay, so you're on the ground now.
Those.
You're on the ground, and you're actually able to just walk around the side of the bridge on the ground level, and come out near the windmill and make your way towards the inn, the tavern. Yeah, the Nightstone Inn.
Okay.
So,
Yeah,
how
we're
are you
going-
approaching?
Well, I'm going to strut confidently, keep maintaining eye contact to this chappie who I first spoke to.
Yep. So, Zolkin turns round, walks up to you with the same air of confidence, and extends his hand. Well met, sir.
And you've well met yourself. I expected you to be a little taller.
Short people do tend to say that.
I wouldn't know. Yeah.
He's a funny one. And Zolkin looks at you, Rav.
I'll bow my head as a respect for another military leader. I'll ask, do you have any healers in your company?
We have the means of healing, yes.
There may still be wounded in the town. We were ambushed by goblins We haven't had a chance to investigate fully.
We have been observing from afar. You have, in fact, cleared the goblin threat out. That is the reason we are here.
Oh, you've been observing from afar.
We have indeed.
And what kept you from joining the fun?
You seemed very capable of your job. Well, some of you.
Okay. And how can we be of help now?
You may have heard of us before. We are known as the Seven Snakes.
No.
Rav, with your
Yo.
soldier background, can you make a history check, as you may have heard of these before?
Ooh, that's better.
I'll simply say that I used to know Seven Sisters, but I've never heard of Seven Snakes.
18.
You have heard of these guys before on wanted posters. They are part of the Black Network, and they are known for doing dirty work and doing it well. But this Zolkin seems a very reputable man, and he says we were aware of the assault on this town, and we do not wish for such a thing to happen in the area again. We believe that this will now make a good Zoltaran stronghold.
And what of the villagers?
Their location is unknown to us at the moment.
I think we actually found out where they were, didn't we?
We did,
escape. Yeah.
We know where they are.
Yeah. Okay. So, Zolkin, as you know, we currently hold the keep. So what kind of a deal are you looking to broker?
We know there are still guards in the keep who will oppose vehemently to our taking of this town. This town is a backwater town. There is very little money in it, and the villagers lead a poor life. By becoming under the Black Network's reign and rule, there will be a huge financial investment, and their quality of life will increase dramatically. For that to happen, sadly, the guards must go.
I've spoken at length with the guards in the keep. I think with the right persuasion, you may find that they are more attached to the lady of the keep than they are to this town in general. I believe if you let them take care of her and lay her to rest, you may find that they're more amicable, as long as you can assure the villagers will be kept safe.
I was thinking more on a personal level. There's 4 of us. What's in it for us?
And there's 7 of us.
I'll kick fingers in the shin at this point.
That is acceptable terms. However, the persuasion will have to be done by yourself. For once they learn who we are, it is their nature not to trade and deal with the Black Network. At that point, we will switch to the keep. Taman has wide-eyed as he sees a library probably more expansive than he's seen in the last couple of years, with books of hunting and arcane and everything that he wants to research about.
Okay. I'm just gonna go wild and just pick a random book off the shelf and start reading.
Fantastic. You open a book, and it turns out that you actually find a book where the cover seems slightly wrong. And as you open it, you find Lady Valrosa Nanda's personal diary.
Lady Nanda's diary. Okay.
I'll leave you with that for now. And we'll switch to Milo, who has found the captain of the guard, who is still stood watching guard over Lady Nanda.
In the defensive position that we left them.
In the defensive position that you left them.
I will approach him slowly. Say to him, we have been approached by riders. Two of ours have gone to see what they need or what they want. It's probably best if we draw the bridge and lock the gate for now, as a defensive measure.
He looks at you and says, they may be the help that we requested. The bridge to the keep is down. Therefore, it's not easy for them to take the keep anyway. The main bridge to the moat is in the main town. Therefore, we have no access to that.
Understood. We had the same problem getting in ourselves. I think it's best if we shut the gates for now. Put the bar across, just to secure ourselves. I am only small, so I cannot do it myself.
He bows, sheaves his sword, and strides away, leaving you in his wake as you try and keep up. Switching back to Rav and Fingers. The proposition has been proposed and is agreed with Rav's terms.
Right. Well, obviously we're going to need to talk to our companions. So what kind of a time scale are we looking at? What time of day is it at the moment?
It's still night time.
Okay, so I think it's only fair that we're allowed to return to the keep and have tomorrow to speak to our companions, and we'll meet you back here at sunset tomorrow with our answer.
He looks at you. You have an hour.
Well, it's made the decision a lot easier for me. Thank you.
For you to spend that amount of time in the keep discussing with the guards places the villagers in dire danger. For this village...
I don't know where the villagers are.
I don't.
Yeah.
But
and as I said,
to be a stronghold and a thriving village, I need villagers. I need people.
You've not given us a massive incentive, to be fair, so we need a little bit of time to think of one ourselves. I call it sunset. Sun up, I mean. If it's midnight.
He disappears, speaks to one of his advisors. As he comes back, a shape starts uncoiling around his arm. And you see a small winged snake. With it, it flies off. We will find the location of the villages, with or without your help. Their fate is in your hands.
Right.
Can you make an insight check, both of you?
Oh dear, it's not a good one. 5.
10.
Okay, it's fairly early on. You can sense he's getting irate. He's not comfortable discussing terms. He's used to just wading in and sorting things out. But you get the feeling that he does genuinely want to protect the villagers and make this work. Fingers, you just see a conversation. You ain't got no idea what's going on at all.
I've got plenty of things going through my own head.
Yeah, but Rav's got more idea on the feel of things.
I'll that's gotta hurt. I'll sort of like lower my head to him. We'll make this work. We want the same things, I hope.
Can I just ask what direction this serpent flew off in?
It started circling the town first, and if you keep looking at it, you notice that it's moving in ever larger circles.
Okay. Right. Okay, I guess we head back to the keep.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there an easier way to get back in again? My poor legs and tail.
Unless you manage to attract the attention of Milo or Tamon to throw a rope. It's the good old-fashioned physical way.
Well, I have a rope.
I just say
I
good
used
luck
it
getting
to
my
sail
attention.
down.
Well, Milo no longer has a rope as he dropped it off with you guys.
Yeah, I have a rope. I use it to abseil down. I've got a hemp rope. I'll jump across and tie it off. How about that?
Okay. Strength check, please.
19.
This little gnome lands about 4 foot beyond the edge of the bridge, easily succeeding.
Okay. I'll tie it off, and once again, the little jump I did was with quite a bit of flair.
Yeah.
Enough to inspire Rav, using my inspiration dice, to make the crossing himself. So I'll use the inspiration dice I gained in the first session, if I may.
You can indeed.
Just on
All I
my,
imagine is like the Three Musketeers. You do a bow and
yeah,
if
that's
you
it.
had a
Like,
hat-
proper Olympic style. Yeah.
It's almost like he went, if I can do it, you should be able to do it, you fanny. Come on.
16.
Yeah. So his words and his actions ring true, and you feel that that camaraderie connection, that slight insult work. And the fire's stoked. Again, you launch. Not quite as far as Fingers went, but you stick the landing good, and you've made it across.
With a little flourish at the end where my cloak curls around me.
It's probably more a case of...
Yeah, but I make it look like my cloak's swishing.
Yeah.
Oh. Right. Okay.
Cool. So, as you get to the door of the keep, it is closed at the moment, and you hear metal on stone footsteps approaching the door, with some very fast flapping feet following it.
Oh yeah, I haven't got my increase yet, so I'm still at 25 feet.
Yeah, you're little, mate.
Damn, one level.
So, do you call anything out?
Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll let them know that we've arrived. Open up. It's Fingers and Rav.
You hear that, Milo?
Yeah, I say to the guard, like, this is the other two. You know them.
Yeah, so the door's opened.
Okay, we'll go inside and quickly bolt it behind us.
Yep, door closed, door barred.
Good. Okay.
And no, that's not a subclass of the bard.
So, somewhere where there's just the four of us. I'm assuming.
Yeah, so no, the captain of the guard goes back to Lady Nandar.
Yeah.
And Taman's still in the library.
I'm still reading this diary.
Yeah, you're still reading a diary.
Cool.
So, Milo to follow us up to the library, where the four of us can we'll relay what how the conversation went down in the village, and offer our various opinions.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Should we invite the captain?
Well, I think we need to decide whether we're going to go along with the riders or not first. Don't you think? Or
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I wasn't massively keen on this Zolkin chap.
Yeah, with good reason.
What do you know about them?
They're very good at what they do, but what they do is not very good.
Well, I'm already in quite a bit of trouble with the underworld. That's how come you found me in the woods. I'm a wanted man in many cities.
Yes, but having them on our side gives us extra allies if we need.
They're not on anyone's side.
Yeah. What's to say they're not going to slit our throats as soon as we've handed over the keep to them?
That's true.
I don't trust them.
With your insight roll, Craig. Sorry, Rav.
Yeah.
You don't believe that to be the case. They have no reason to. Their skills, their ability, their armor, that you wouldn't actually stand much of a chance.
Yeah. I've had dealings with them in the past. He has been true to his word so far. And judging by their armor, they're not low-level thugs. We wouldn't stand for much chance, even with the help of the keep guards. We may not have much choice.
So, are we going to hand the guards over to them? Or are we going to kill the guards? Or are we going to let the guards give them the heads up and let them escape?
Whoa. Killing the guards. Let's put that one on the back burner a little bit.
I wish not to kill the guards. We have more respect for them than we do these riders.
It's worth pointing out that at no point did he ask for the guards to be killed.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
not that I was there, but yeah, that's true.
What are they going to do with the guards and this Lady Nandar? I can't imagine it's going to be anything honourable. They don't strike me as honourable people.
I'd say that the body needs to be returned to her family.
No, I don't remember them being necromancers, so I think they're safe in that respect.
I just mean, should we warn the guards? Because if these chaps come in, they're likely to slaughter them themselves, aren't they? Surely. What do you think the guards will happily join?
No, the guards will protect their charge.
Right, so
they need to be at least informed and allowed to.
If they decide they want to escape, shall we allow them to, or shall we hinder it?
With this, Luff pipes up, and he offers to act as honourable escort to ensure that Lady Nandar gets safely escorted back to her ancestral home.
I agree with that. Both me and Luff paid our respects to the body and done our best with what we had.
So it just remains, are we going to tell the guards what's happening? How are we going to persuade them to leave unless we say something? Or do we just open the door and allow these 7 armoured riders to come in and...
It's probably best to say they need to take the body back to the ancestral home. Luff is willing to go with them.
They need a reality check. They're guarding a ruin.
Maybe
I can talk to them and persuade them that their skills are best served elsewhere.
What do the rest of you think? Come on, you've been rather quiet. I know your head's in a diary, but this affects you too.
Well, I'm. See, I'm not too sure. I understand that like these guards are like protecting something that isn't really worth protecting, in all honesty. But it is people's lives as well, and I'm like, I don't know. I would suggest we give the guards a heads up.
Just to make it clear to you guys, these guards are not guarding the keep.
They're guarding the
They are honor guarding
Body.
their lady.
Yeah, that's their charge.
Right.
Well, then I think we should make them aware of the situation and let them decide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're more likely to follow orders from someone that has a similar background.
Okay, well, Raviv or whoever, if you want to put it to them.
I will. I'll appraise them of the situation. I'm the same rank as the Captain Honor.
Yes, you are. But he was very deferred to you. They were in bad chaos, and your authority and your aura obviously snapped the rest of the guards very quickly into your way of thinking. So he's almost like a lower captain, but he's the same rank. So not telling you how to play the character, obviously. To boss him about would probably piss him off, but he would listen to your words.
Show respect
as well. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And Luth would come with you as well.
Yeah. I'll suggest that. Did we get till sunset? Did we get till sun up in the morning, or did we just get an hour?
You had an hour. You probably spent half hour of that chatting now.
Okay.
I'm quite keen not to go back till sunset.
I'll suggest that the rest of the party stays here, has a little bit of a sit down and a chill out, catches up and things, tries to prize a book away from Tam. And I'll take...
Sorry.
Sorry, carry on.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's going totally off subject, but carry on.
I'll take Love back to the captain of the guard with me.
Yep.
To go over the situation.
Yep. So the captain of the guard, again, he looks up at you, almost rolling his eyes now. What?
Captain, you know that your situation is not going to be victory. Your charge is a respectable one, and I implore you that you should carry this on. However, the honourable thing to do in this situation would be to let Lady Nandar rest with her family. She needs to be returned to her resting place. The people outside have no interest in you or your charge, and they have agreed to let you pass to do what needs to be done. But if you choose to stay here, you should know that I can't guarantee or predict what will happen to you or Lady Nandar. However, if you should choose to leave, they are a band of mercenaries. They are very well equipped, and from what I have seen, they are very skilled at what they do. Much more than that, I do not know. Our friend here, Luth, has agreed that if you wish to go, he will provide an honour guard out of our respect for yourselves and what you have done here. But the decision is ultimately yours. But know that I would suggest you take Lady Nandar to her burial grounds.
Can you please make a persuasion roll with advantage. That was very convincing. Well done.
Uh, 24.
I'm glad you got that because he got a nat 20, but only a +2 bonus.
I got +5 bonus.
Fantastic. So, Rav, first things first, please take a point of inspiration if you don't have one, because that was very well done.
I've already got a point from first game I've not used yet.
Okay,
Saving it for the right moment.
yeah, that's a lost inspiration then.
That's
So, the captain looks at Luth and he presents his captain's sword to Luth, hilt first, who takes it. The other 3 guards see this and immediately sheath their swords. And they take the base frame for Lady Nanda and head out a back door of the keep. One you haven't seen before. And they simply disappear into the night with Luff holding the captain's sword as an honor guard.
Godspeed to them, or gods.
Whichever gods they may worship, yes.
So,
I'll head back to the library and let the others know that Luth has gone as an honour captain, and the guards have left in safety.
now we've got some decisions.
Have I learned anything from this diary yet? Am I still reading it?
All you've learnt from the diary was that Lady and Lord Nanda were extremely happy together. They were good rulers. The locals liked them. They were respected. And that as much as they tried to make the town thrive, it never really did.
Oh.
And that was all they ever wanted.
Okay.
So, how do you suggest we proceed now?
We have 2 options. We can either give them what they've asked for and tell them the location in the hopes that they do honour their word and protect the villagers, which I think they do have intentions of doing. Or we can lie and say we don't know, but then they may find out anyway.
I meant more about us. Are we sticking around, or are we going to try and hide up, or what? Do you think we're safe?
No. We made it across relatively easily. All they have to do is burn the bridge and we're stuck here with no food, no water. And they get what they want anyway.
So are we going to be better off trying to sneak out of here then, or wait and welcome them in and see what our fate is?
Due to not being there at the meeting, I would be going off of used to assumptions and insights, but I'd rather make friends than enemies.
I agree. The Zentarim aren't on anybody's side, but it's much better to have them on your front than behind your back.
Okay. we've got about 20 minutes 15 minutes before we need to go and see them. So I'm going to find a sack from the kitchen and start putting silver candlesticks into it while we decide what's going on.
I'm gonna ask if you could try and find a second one so I can carry as many books with me as possible.
Yeah, I'm going to go and look for some sacks from the kitchen and start filling out with anything I think is valuable.
Okay.
Because no one's mentioned paying me yet.
I'm gonna go back to looking through the shelves to see if there's any books that could potentially give me a bit more insight into the Zentarim and things like that.
Okay. Just a reminder for you guys. Again, not to lead you anywhere or anything. The kitchen was destroyed. If you remember, it was completely under rubble.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Fingers, go and check the bedroom. I don't know why, but the captain was quite reluctant to let us in there.
Well remembered. Very well remembered, Rav. The ring that Fingers was eyeing has gone with Lady Nanda.
Yeah, I figured it would be. Yeah, I knew there was rooms that had been destroyed. I couldn't remember which ones.
Yeah, the kitchen was completely destroyed.
Okay, so maybe I'll open the kitchen door and then realise that it's been destroyed, or remind myself, and then I'm thinking that maybe I can nick a bed sheet to chuck all my silverware into.
Yeah, I'd say that is acceptable.
Was there anything in the diary or anything in the library in particular that would acknowledge or would reference the fact that the Nandas were? I keep wanting to say Nandos. I'm sorry. That the Nandas were knowledgeable of or had any dealings with anything magic.
Can you make a... So you're looking for a book. I would say that's more...
I could cast Detect Magic.
Make a wisdom roll.
Wisdom roll. What? Insight or what?
No, straight wisdom. You're trying to find something in a book.
9. Reading has failed me.
Yeah, nothing overly, to be honest.
Okay. I'm just going to keep generally looking anyway for anything that might pop out to me.
And pop out it may.
Hope so.
So, Fingers, Milo, and Rav, what are you doing?
I'm heading up to the bedroom to get a large sheet to stick candlesticks in.
Okay, so you've not been allowed in the bedroom before. The captain was pretty adamant on that. However, he's not here to stop you this time. As you open these large, dark wood, ornate double doors, the first thing you notice is it's one of the only rooms to actually have survived any damage at all. It is immaculate. The tapestries, oil lamps are mounted on the walls. There's wolf skin rugs on the floor. This is clearly a bedroom of someone with wealth, and it's well looked after. The room's centerpiece is a large bed, and its ornate headboard sculpted with images of roses and foxes. 4 wardrobes stand against the walls. Each is closed, and at the foot of the bed is a wooden chest. As you walk in, mounted on the right-hand side wall is a ornate longsword.
Okay.
And I can definitely hear your printer now.
That's not me.
I think it's actually me.
Oh, okay.
It's when it keeps happening, his face keeps popping up on Hangouts. I think he's getting some interference from something.
Oh, no worries.
I don't care overly for long swords. and I'm assuming that the wardrobe is going to be full of clothes. So, being a greedy little gnome that I am, I'm going to whip off a bed sheet and set about getting into that chest. I'm basically going to search the room for anything I consider valuable, small and valuable, so jewellery, silverware, that kind of thing, coins. That's what I'm going to be primarily looking for.
Okay, where were you looking first?
I'm going to whip the sheet off the bed, and then I'm going to... I'm assuming I can't see anything obvious on any of the sort of sideboards or anything, so I'll start on the chest.
Okay. And you went in alone, or has Rav or Milo gone with you?
All have gone with him to, in case there was any reason specifically we were told not to go in there. Like pet lions, things like that.
Nice. Milo, very quickly, what are you up to?
Trying to get as much of a rest as I can, because I took quite the arrow as I started.
You did, didn't you? Okay, so you find somewhere comfortable, settle down, probably in the library actually, as Tamon's reading away.
Yeah, I won't disturb you.
Yeah, so
like a short meditation type.
very nice. So Rav,
yes,
you see Fingers darting around the room, and you see the same room Fingers does, with the same information. As you look at the chest, Fingers, the latch is slightly away from locked, so it is an unlocked chest.
Okay. Well, being the ever cautious thief that I am, I'll draw my rapier and I'll use that to just flick the lid, or flick the latch across and flick the lid open, if I may.
You can use your rapier to flick the latch. However, it's an ornate chest and it's quite heavy, so your rapier is probably not going to give you enough momentum to just flick it up.
Okay, well, assuming the latch flipped over, then I'll open the chest.
Okay, Rav, can you make a perception roll, please?
my apologies for anything bad that's about to happen to you.
Yeah, you're making me nervous now about this chest.
18.
Oh, good.
Okay. Rav, you see nothing. Rav and Fingers, please roll for initiative.
Hey.
Lovely.
Woo!
90.
Oh dear.
Top.
That one.
Oh, nice.
But
For you. I'm forgetting not bringing a health potion.
So you got a dex mod to yours, have you?
Me?
That's the total. I rolled a 16.
Yeah, I meant Rav.
Sorry, no, I've got no dex mod.
Fantastic. Okay, so under normal circumstances, Fingers, you would be going first. However, you have been surprised. As you open the chest, because you have your back to it, you do not see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, didn't mean to do that. Okay, your armor class, Fingers, is
14.
okay. I just rolled a 15, so this sharp pain comes slashing down your back, and you take 4 points of damage.
Oh, lovely.
As you scream out in pain. At that point, Rav sees a longsword float in the air.
Okay.
Right.
Is that what I assume? That's what's just slashed him across the back.
It's, the red blood on the blade gives it away a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. So surprise round. You don't get a go this turn. Back to the top of the initiative. Fingers.
Okay, I shall turn around and attempt to parry it with my short sword.
Didn't you have a rapier in your hand?
Yes. Okay, 9 is the first one, and then my
That does miss.
and then my offhand attack, if I may,
You may indeed.
is 16.
1 too short, unfortunately. Target AC
Okay.
is 17.
And then I'll take my level 2 perk of bonus action, being able to disengage, and I shall exit the room. Quick smart.
You probably couldn't leave the room, but you can certainly get nearer to the door for sure.
Okay.
So your movement speed's 25, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, I'll 2 attacks and then Scarper.
Leg it.
That's perfectly well and good. Just so you know, this thing has a fly speed of 50. So it comes 25 feet back up to you, and it swings at you. However, it doesn't have advantage this time. And it swings wildly and goes flying over the top of your head. I think it's used to attacking taller characters. Rav, so this flying sword thing has now gone back up towards Fingers and swung.
Okay. Is it within reaching distance?
So Fingers darted towards you, so it's I will give you the call. You can either be within melee range or just outside.
I'll be just within. I want to try and like reach up and grab it. So it's like grapple it.
Okay, so opposed strength checks. Well, or you do a strength and he does strength or dex, whatever he chooses.
I failed this one, that one.
Yeah. And he'll do a dex actually, or it'll do a dex with +4. So yeah, you go to grab it and it just slides out the way.
Okay, that's me done. Then.
Okay. Top of the order. This longsword flying is still in your face, Fingers.
Right. Well, I have a net, so I shall attempt to chuck my net over it.
And you are within 5 feet. However, under normal circumstances, you need proficiencies for that. But we discussed that, and I don't agree with that. So within 5 feet, you are doing a dex attack with the net.
Okay.
Can I check my inspiration to him?
I was going to say, hold on, before you do that,
Okay.
being a thief will get advantage anyway, because you were just in melee with it anyway, weren't you? Is that correct?
I was.
So a sneak attack, I'll get I'll get advantage when an enemy creature is within 5 feet, and you were just meleeing it.
Yeah.
Rogues.
Okay.
Okay. So save your inspiration, and I'll use that instead.
Okay. I can't get rid of this damn thing.
We may well need it still. Okay. So, oh my god, the highest I rolled was a 10, and it's +3, so 13.
Misses.
My best. Damn.
Didn't throw hard enough, and it sort of throws underneath the sword.
Yeah. Okay. It's a shame.
Sword's turn.
Not necessarily. That was Fingers' attack or action. He's still got a bonus and movement if he wants to.
True.
Yeah, I've got my dash, disengage or hide. Stay where I am at the moment, I think.
Okay. And again, the sword is going to slash out at you. And again, it aims high, but this time it's a little bit lower, so it's getting the cut of your jib. Next round, it might cut your jib. Rav.
It's, I'm going to sort of curse in Draconic at this point. I'm going to like wildly blast off an Eldritch Blast towards it. Which does... Are we level 2 now? Just to check.
You are level 2.
Okay, that's fine. I've got an extra modifier to add. Range spell attack against on a hit.
But you are in melee range, remember?
Does that give me disadvantage?
It does indeed.
Yeah.
Okay. It's...
Unless you now use
Yeah.
your inspiration to
Yeah, I'll
just
still-
have a normal attack.
No, I'm just going to get angry with it and just fire off this Eldritch Blast wildly. Oh, that's unfortunate. That would be 15.
Again, that does miss.
Miss.
Yep. At this point, can Tamon and Milo make perception rolls? Target
Yes,
DC is 12.
Hang on, I've got to use my tablet as my character sheet.
18.
Oh, good man.
That was a natural 12, so
That's good enough. So, Milo, you are snapped out of your meditation by a sound that sounds like a projectile being launched from downstairs. And even though you were nose deep in your book, Tamon, you hear what sounds like air being cut from downstairs. And you
Just a
both
quick
look at
one.
each other.
With the building being damaged already, is it going to take damage from like the spell? rest of
No,
the
this room was immaculate.
Okay.
Yeah, this room was immaculate. So, Milo and Tamon, you look at each other.
Okay.
let's find out what that was.
Okay, there will be one more round of combat, and if this thing's not over by then, you will arrive at the master bedroom.
Okay.
I can now keep pace if we're level 2. I can now actually keep pace.
Fingers.
Right. Did Rev move away when he shot his?
No,
that
he
was
was still within 5 feet of it.
I just got really angry.
In that case, I shall go full on rogue sneak attack with my 2 rapiers and see if I can do anything better there. So the first one, no, oh, Jesus, is 14.
2 rapiers?
Yeah,
You had a short sword a minute ago.
short sword rapier, same thing, and it's finesse things.
No, it's not.
Well, they are in the. Okay, we're talking whatever. And the second one is 15, is 20. So the second one hits.
Second one does hit.
But I don't get the extra bonus because it's the second one, I'm assuming.
I will give you the benefit of the doubt, and we will talk about 2 weapon fighting rules after the game.
Okay, we did all that before we started the campaign, but I can do it again. It's not a problem. You can do it with finesse weapons, light weapons. You can do. You can. Oh, okay. Whatever. We'll discuss it at the end.
Yeah, cool.
Scroll back through your messages. You'll find it.
Roll for damages.
So 5.
Yep. So yeah, it takes that, and it looks chipped, but it's still there. It's still floating.
Cool. Okay, look.
So it swings at you. Ouch. And does max damage, which is 9.
Oh, unconscious. That's it. I'm unconscious.
Okay, so it switches to Rav. Rav's turn.
I will. I'll sort of make my way very quickly towards Fingers and sort of like put myself in a defensive position above him to stop this sword wailing on him again.
Yeah,
And,
you're
I'll again
next
try
to him
and-
anyway.
I'll just sort of stand over him, like straddle over him so the sword can't get to him again. I haven't really got anything I can do to help him, but I know that. So I'll try and blast off another Eldritch Blast towards it.
Okay.
I'm still within melee, aren't I? So disadvantage again.
Yes.
Ooh, dear. That's even worse. That one is a 6.
That absolutely misses. Okay, so with that, delete post. Thank you. So, Milo and Tamon.
Yep.
As you stand in front of these open, double dark wood ornate doors, you see Rav stood over, Fingers lying on the floor, bleeding, and a sword floating in the air, swinging wildly. Tamon, you're fascinated by this.
Yep.
Can you two please roll initiative?
With pleasure.
19.
Nope. Not that dice. That didn't even hit the desk. That is 14.
Okay. Tamon, you are first.
Okay. Well, there's no point casting Detect Magic. 'Cause it's clearly magic. I am going to go ahead and just shoot some magic missiles at it.
Where did this one?
That's a pretty good...
What was the damage for magic missiles? I can't remember.
Magic missile is 3d4 plus 3.
34 plus 3. That is going to... Wow, I rolled all ones on my d4. So that is 6.
Okay, so these globules of force smash into the animated sword, taking little nicks out of the metalwork, but it's still floating there. It's just looking rough.
Okay.
Fingers, death save, please.
1.
Oh,
dear.
no.
Oh,
Yes. Shit.
okay. It's the swords go, and it is now swinging at Rav.
Crack on.
AC 20 for 4 points of damage.
Do you say? Ooh, that sort of brings me down onto one knee. Very, very bloodied and quite obviously very, very hurt.
If I was one level higher, I could have stopped this thing. I could have dispelled any magic in the room. Damn it.
Okay,
Just
so
imagine Tamron saying,
it
Sorry. Yeah, I know, right?
it slashes across your chest, drops you to a knee, and Milo, as you look in at the sword, it's hit Rav. Rav's looking rough, and Fingers is on the floor twitching.
with a Dragon Ball's tail on his head.
I hate these decisions because I have a +4 to medicine. But if I don't kill it, it could kill another one. I'll attack it. I'll run up to it and smack it one. Quarterstaff.
Can I say something out of, like my character say something out of turn? Or is that
Providing
classed as
it's
like an action?
providing it's not directing a character to do something, And it's a general comment.
no,
Yes, you can.
No, never mind. It's fine.
I'm swinging my quarterstaff at it, one-handed, which is 10, which I guess misses. So unarmed strike as my bonus action.
Go for it.
That's a 17.
Target AC. It's a hit.
Damn. That is a D4.
Plus dex
I
mod.
hate these things. Yeah. That's a 5 damage.
Okay, you won't believe this.
Hang on. Yeah, 5 damage.
It's on 1 hit point.
Damn.
So you had done 11 points of damage at this point, and your 5 takes it to 16, and it's only got 17.
Damn it.
Okay, Rav. Milo came charging in, launched with the quarterstaff, missed, hit the floor, and then as he hit the floor, done an uppercut and hit it. It's looking battered, but it's still there.
I'm sort of going to. I've got my quarterstaff, slam it into the ground and lift myself up, and I'm going to attempt to just give it one almighty smack across the hilt with my quarterstaff.
Go for it.
$10.
You know it. You know it.
No, 13. That's the wrong way around. But yeah, it still sucks.
Still not enough. Okay. Top of the order. Tamon.
Yep.
It's still
I'll
floating.
I'll do another magic missile at it then. I'm going to use 1 slot. Yeah.
If you want, yeah.
That's considerably better than last time. It hit automatically, so I only need to do 1 damage, shouldn't I?
You do indeed.
There you go.
The sword clatters to the floor in pieces. However, you may not have been aware, under 5th edition rules, we have a player down making death save. We are still in initiative order.
Okay.
Fingers, can you make a death save, please? Bearing in mind, you've got a 1, so you've already got 2 fails.
Yep.
All above a 10.
This is a 12, this one.
2 fails, 1 save.
I will point out you missed my go as well. So I was like, shh, keep quiet.
No, I didn't. I let, because you were unconscious and you both have a 19, I let Tamon go ahead of you just in case you wanted to do the medicine save on you, but he just wanted to bring it down. So that's why I let that happen. You both rolled a 19.
Ah, okay.
The sword is gone. Next is Milo.
Medicine check as quick as I can. Oh, look at that. Total 5, because I rolled a nat 1.
And you only needed to get a 10. You stick a finger in the sword wound and wiggle it out a bit and go, no, he's still poorly. Rav.
Strawberry jam.
Oh.
A positive.
Can I check his body to see if he's got another health potion? I know he's,
that would be an action.
so I wouldn't be able to use it.
Not this turn, no.
Okay. Again, I'll try and do a medicine check, but I'll go full ER on him and go, "You're not leaving me now."
I will give you my inspiration.
No, Craig wants to use his.
Have all the inspiration.
However, I'm going to say, Rav, that because Milo called it before you had a chance to, you have his inspiration.
I'm going to rename this as a curse. $13.
Okay. You do manage to bind and stop the bleeding. And although he doesn't wake up, he does, in fact, get a little bit of colour coming back to him. I rolled a 2 fingers, so unless anything cures you, you will be unconscious for 2 hours.
That's long after these 7 guys are turning up.
Yeah.
Hope you're ready to carry me out.
So you are
I'll
out
sort
of initiative.
I'll look at the others and I'll look at Fingers with his now very large wound. And I'll say
Slightly
to
opened.
center him outside. Yeah.
Loth
It
had a
had help.
similar wound, I remember.
Is this how an arrow comes out?
The Centaur
Yeah.
have the means. And we've outstayed our hour. Perhaps we should go and try and find them.
I will say, because obviously Milo was joined us after the second week, that you do have, if you wish to use a healing potion.
I have.
You do.
Okay. Down the gnome's throat.
Milo, please roll.
Very nice it is too.
2d4 plus 4, yeah?
2d4 plus 2.
Oh, 2d, yeah.
I'm only a small guy.
That's 1, 3, 5 then.
Lovely.
And the only
Right,
reason I
small
said
chat
that is
time?
because you said you would never give a healing potion to anyone. So I've just proven you wrong.
Yeah. Well, that
So-
was a really bad roll anyway.
As you are laying on the floor, Fingers, you suddenly inhale a lot of air, almost like you've just been out of water.
That's
And
the
lying
ones have to
beside you
stick
are
together.
fragments of longswords.
Oh, I'll never
Wait,
liked him anyway. I'll kind of rub my eyes and sit up and just ask what happens.
You got careless.
On the plus side, the chest is ready, and I'm going to go and carry on trying to get the lid open.
Quick about it.
The lid was already open. That's what triggered the longsword. For anyone who's interested, it was a flying longsword that only Lady Nandar knew how to prevent it from attacking.
Asking nicely.
Luring.
Ah, right, very clever.
Okay, so I take it no one looks into the chest before Fingers.
No.
Have we got a chance to? Because probably not.
He took 15, 20 seconds to have a potion taken and come to in a little bit.
I am groggy.
No,
It depends on if your character would actually want to. That's the thing.
I've probably pulled out like a notebook and gone over to the sword and knelt down next to it and just starting to write notes on it.
That sounds more like Tamon, to be honest.
Yeah. Screw the guy bleeding to death. I don't care.
Yep.
I'm
So you are detailing what a longsword looks like. Brilliant.
Yes.
I'm making sure the gnome is okay.
Fantastic. So you are the first one to approach the treasure chest. Fingers.
Treasure chest.
It is a treasure chest. Inside, this treasure chest is actually broken into very ornate compartments. So this is very fine work indeed. As you search, you find a velvet sack containing 180 silver pieces.
Ooh, lovely.
You find a silk pouch containing 4 gemstones. You find an actual jewelry box and 3 gold necklaces. you've got a history of being a roguish person, don't you?
I like to acquire things by any means necessary.
Yep. So can you make a? Oh, what would be a good evaluation check?
Insight, maybe, or
Investigation.
Yeah, I'd say investigation is probably a better one.
good.
And I will give you advantage due to your background.
Okay, so 16 plus 3, 19 total.
19
Yes.
is definitely sufficient. So each gemstone in the silk pouch is worth 100 gold each.
Lovely.
The jewelry box, you believe you can off for 25 gold. And the necklaces are worth 250 gold each.
Lovely.
As he's finishing looking at this, I basically say to everyone, let's make haste due to time schedule.
I'm just going to... I'll finish looking in the box and I'll turn around and say, listen, guys, I appreciate you helping me. Split that amongst yourselves and I'll just drop the pouch with the silver pieces.
That's what I was going to ask. Are you going to try and pocket everything else?
No, I'll offer the pouch of silver pieces to the guys for rescuing me, and I'll discreetly notice what the other stuff is and hold on to that.
Okay. So, Milo, once Fingers gets up, what are you doing?
I'm basically pressing myself to move quickly to either go and speak to these people again or find a way out.
Tamon's looking at the longsword. Rav, once you see that Fingers is awake, what are you doing?
I'm watching him and noticing what he's doing, but sort of letting it slide. I'm sort of trying to stand up a little bit. Not really
So you're
succeeding very well.
actively ignoring what he does whilst watching him?
Yes.
Okay. So, even with that, can you make a sleight of hand check, please, Fingers? And can you make a perception check, please, Rav?
Sleight of hand, 25. I've expertise in sleight of hand.
17.
Okay. So whilst watching, you see him fiddle about with a few bits and stuff, nothing in particular, and you see him drop a velvet sack containing 180 silver.
Okay.
You see nothing
I
else.
probably know he's doing. I'd probably suspect he's doing something, but not have seen it.
No. So
I'll just cut the sack and offer it to everybody as payment for saving my life.
yeah. So as far as they're concerned, Fingers, you don't have any of them other items.
Cool.
I'll sort of shout over to or talk to him and say, I don't suppose there was anything herby or healing in there, was there?
Not that
all
I
of
could
us,
see, but have another check by all means. Tamon can do his magical thing, and there's 2 wardrobes over there as well.
I'll sort of I'll stand up. I'm very unsteady on my feet. I'll just sort of have a quick cursory glaze around the room, but just not be that fussed by looking at anything. I'll make my way towards the door.
All that's left is wardrobes containing women's clothing and a few outfits belonging to a lord, but nothing major.
Okay. I'll use my quarterstaff as a walking stick.
Yep.
Sort of very slouched to the one side.
Okay. So, Tamon gets dragged away from the longsword fragments, and I get the impression that Milo's probably going to lead the way to the front gate.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you open the door, and stood in front of the door are 7 Zoltaran mercenaries. Zolkin
Hello.
looks at you. He says, there are more of you.
Yes, we ran into a spot of bother.
You are?
Milo.
Well met, Milo. He looks at Fingers and Rav and go, well, aren't we a little worse than where? Did the guards give you more trouble than you were expecting?
Just quick. I checked my kids. Josh.
I believe it was more of a trap that we didn't see beforehand.
Prior preparation and planning prevents piss poor performances, gentlemen.
Don't spray it.
And he looks at Tamar and goes, and you are?
I'm Tamon, sir. You?
My name is Zolkin.
Tell me, do you have anybody able to apply any medicine to our friend here?
Don't get hit, don't need healing.
I'm going to whisper under my breath and attempt to cast Charm Person to see if it'll help heal him.
Oh my god. Okay. Go for it.
Well, you've got to make a wisdom saving throw for him.
And the target DC is?
That is a very good question. I forgot that. It is 13.
That's right, we're going to die.
Worth a go, innit?
Okay. He breaks the DC. Does he know you've attempted to charm him?
No. Not unless the charm is successful. And then when it ends, he knows. Worth a go.
I'm just going to have
I tried.
Sorry, not that I doubt you.
You attempt to charm a humanoid you can see within range. It must make a wisdom saving throw and does so with advantage if you or your companions are fighting. If it fails the saving throw, it is charmed by you until the spell ends or your companions do anything harmful to it. The charmed creature regards you as a friendly acquaintance. When the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed by you. It doesn't mention if it fails.
Okay.
I mean, he probably saw me mutter to myself, but
Yeah.
I'm an old senile wizard, so.
I'll look into that because I got a funny feeling that if they pass it, they also know that that someone's attempted to charm them. But I'll leave that for now, and I'll assume that he doesn't.
It would make
know.
sense if you've got to do a wisdom.
Yeah,
save.
I think he would, but.
He
All I'm
knows
going to say is he
something's happening.
knows something's happened, but he doesn't know what it is. So,
Yeah, I found it. I found it for you. In previous editions, a failed charm spell would alert the target, but that's not the case in 5th edition.
fantastic. That's good enough for me. Was that Mike or Sage?
Reddit. It was Reddit.
God save Reddit.
Thing is, that's someone's inputs. That doesn't necessarily mean it's true. So
True.
I will look at that later on, but I will take your word for it now and assume that he doesn't know.
Yeah, no worries. It was worth a go.
So, what is happening then?
Well, we're on the threshold of the keep with these 7 guys in front of us.
You are indeed.
I believe the terms that you spoke with our companions are agreeable from my perspective.
I was just going to say.
Carry on.
I was just going to say that the housekeeping took a little bit longer than we expected, but everything's in order.
He nods.
The guards have gone.
Oh,
Our end of the deal has been agreed.
gone how?
a back door that was previously unmentioned to us.
When we returned to the keep, they'd already left.
He looks at you, looks at Rav and goes,
They left the door open,
regardless,
careless.
Regardless.
we wanted
If you hadn't kept us
this
talking,
place.
maybe we could have prevented that.
He laughs at you and goes, do not try to, you little gnome, for I know. The keep
You
we
didn't know about
wanted,
the back door.
the village and town we wanted, the keep we have, the town we have. Rest, for we will keep guard tonight. We believe we have identified the location of the villagers. We will prepare the town for their return, and you will recover them tomorrow.
Okay.
At which point, I think we'll take a quick 5-minute leg stretch, potty break, refreshment break at that point. And when we return, you will have successfully acquired a good night's sleep and recovered all resources, all hit points, and been fully level 2.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so you're back in 5.
Yeah.
Doing fine.
Keeping track of my HP.
That's right. I don't need a break, so I'm going to stay here.
Neither do I, to be honest. I still got half a cup of coffee.
I've
looking at feet.
still got another Peroni.
Fair enough. I didn't get to the shop
One good
today,
thing I
so-
found out from our mobile rock game the other day, Doug, is that Warlocks recover their spell slots after a short rest.
They do. Yes.
Yes.
That's what I said to you.
skipped
They
that
can
bit when I first
cast.
started playing.
They can cast spells, obviously more efficiently, like a sorcerer, because sorcerers recover fairly quickly as well.
Yeah.
However, they don't have many slots.
I am liking the Eldritch invocations though. That's where they get. That's where they get their power from.
And
get to-
next level, you get to pick your pact.
Yes, I've already got that. Sorted.
I really don't like pack picking, as Dougie knows.
Yeah, it's a hard choice to choose.
I didn't think it was that bad, to be fair, from what I can remember. I know it was fairly. I picked the one I picked quite quickly.
I'm all about a character I've rewritten a third time now.
Yeah.
At least we don't have to grasp any shafts anymore.
Yeah, that's always a bad sign. Oh, Doug, I don't know if you actually read my. I don't know if you've read my character sheet, but it might make a difference to you. I actually have superior dark vision, I think it is. I can see normally for 120 feet
20
in magical
feet.
and normal darkness.
Yep.
120.
Yep.
And Milo is looking for goggles of night vision, or goggles of night, as they are called in 5e. So I actually have dark vision. Because at the moment, being a halfling, I don't.
Should have been a gnome.
Yeah, but halfling's much better for the character I was building.
I'll be back in 2 seconds. I'm just going to make sure the kids are all right.
Or you should have been an Aarakocra.
Yeah, that
Is
was
it Arakoa?
No, Aarakocra.
2 seconds.
Yep.
Sorry?
Yeah, I'm really looking at taking a feat for level 4.
Do what?
If we hit level 4, I'm looking at taking a feat.
No one takes a feat at level 4 instead of stat boost.
Yeah, I know.
Unless you're a fighter, in which case you've already had a stat boost.
The thing with it is, I have 17 decks. So getting a plus
you're
1 dex.
You're talking about the +1 dex plus. Yeah, no, that does make sense. But have you got any other stats that would also benefit from a additional stat point? Either
No, because
con
everything else is
or
even.
wisdom.
Everything's even.
Everything's even.
Yeah, apart from Dex.
That makes sense then. That would. Okay.
+1 to the Dex, and then when I'm prone, standing up using 5 feet.
5 feet instead of half your movement. Yep.
Yeah. Climbing doesn't cost any extra, and I can make a running long jump after 5 feet rather than 10 feet.
No, athlete's a good one. I actually think, though, regardless of the abilities and stuff, that mobile is a better feat for monks.
Mobile's good. Where was it? I was just looking at it.
Plus 10 feet straight away. Any creature you attack, you don't have to hit. Means you can move away without triggering attack of opportunities.
Where is it? I was just looking at it. Yeah, but I'm looking at trying to boost my dex a bit.
Yeah, no, that does make sense.
Yeah. Or I
I
could be really,
Go on.
I could be really funny and take the Xanathar's halfling feat. So anyone within 30 foot that rolls a nat 1, I can make them on a reaction re-roll it.
Kind of like the lucky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it would use
And then-
their reaction.
No, my reaction.
Your reaction.
Yeah, my reaction to re-roll it.
Okay. I don't think anyone's used or using anything Xanathar here. I don't think I've.
The original
what I was
post was
gonna-
PHP only, but
Yeah, fair
Yes.
enough. Oh yeah, we had that discussion, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Very quickly while we're on the break, I know we're still live. It doesn't matter. Ollie,
mm-hmm.
the reason I mentioned it is you were talking about opening the treasure chest originally with your rapier,
Yeah, I know. I got
which is why I assumed when you were attacking with it that you still had your rapier. Rapier is a finesse
I don't
weapon.
even
It's
have a
not a
rapier.
light.
I don't even have a rapier. I was just saying
Right,
the wrong
cool,
number.
fantastic. So short swords are light, which is why you can dual wield them.
I
If you
believe
attack
you've
with
got
a
my
rapier,
character sheet somewhere.
I probably have somewhere. And to be
Yeah.
fair, it's probably on my home computer, and obviously I'm away from home for work.
Yeah.
So, which is a pain in the backside. What I do actually need to do is create some sort of cloud account where I can actually.
There's quite a few about the Google one's free and easy to set up.
I'm thinking of a Dropbox actually.
Yeah, Dropbox or
Dropbox.
Drive, because that's where my character sheet is on my Google Drive.
Yeah. Mine's on a Google Drive.
The annoying
Dropbox
thing
is
is,
a right nuisance.
this is a pain in the arse. Is I know my password.
You can also-
to my Google Drive, but I set up two-stage verification that I authorize for my phone. I've since had to change my phone number, so I cannot get that text to my phone anymore. So any other device I try and log into Google, it will not allow me to do so other than my phone.
Your Google account
And
though
I've-
should be once you've logged onto that, it should open anywhere.
No, Google.
No,
goes
I
for
can
the same two
on
steps.
my phone. This is the only device I can get into my main Google account with. If this dies, everything on my Google is gone.
That's not cool.
I've messaged them. I have given them alternative accounts that are linked to this. I've proven that I've got it. I just need the two-stage verification removing, and I'll immediately put it onto a new number. I've given them the correct password. They just
You need to
won't
start
do it.
downloading stuff off your phone, moving it, and then just forget about it.
I'm gonna have to. I mean,
Because
that's
I wouldn't trust
ultimately
them to
where
do
I
it.
created a new account for this. So I created
Yeah.
DougieandDragons@gmail.com purely for
Yeah.
this. Which is-
Start getting things out of that account because you're going to be screwed otherwise.
yeah, I think so. It's a pain in the backside.
Yes.
Although,
Yeah, no, I should have been saying short sword all along. I apologise for that. You're quite right. I was referencing my rapier when I was trying to open the box.
That's perfectly fine. I simply, as I said at the beginning before we began, I take your word. I don't question every little thing you do. And if you tell me you've got a rapier, you've got a rapier. But I will.
I actually thought they both. I thought they had identical stats. To be honest, I thought it was just a name.
No, short sword's D6, rapier's a D8.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Rapier is classed as a finesse weapon. A short sword is a light finesse weapon.
Short sword's finesse and light. Yeah.
So without the light categorization, you can't dual wield it without the 2-weapon fighting ability.
Quite right.
And me and Lee have discussed in vehement detail the 2-weapon fighting ability.
Yes. To many the conversation, the many long conversations, should I say?
Trying to identify which is better, dual wielding or 2-weapon fighting.
Right.
I prefer dual wielder because you get a +1 to AC.
Yes, we decided dual wielder was better than 2-weapon fighting.
Yes.
Reduce the damage.
Yeah, I'd only look at it if it was for flavour. I'm not a. I really ought to look at stats more than I do. I very, very rarely even take any of that into account. It's what I fancy and what suits stuff.
Well, I'm in my Farlands campaign last night, which is for anyone who's not seen that. I don't broadcast it live or record it at all, but it's effectively a 3.5 edition converted into 5e. Fantastic fun, loads of pre-written adventures. I've had a group, effectively the same group, bar 1 or 2 characters now, that have worked their way up to 5th level. And last night, after it must have been 7 or 8 months of playing that campaign and years of playing D&D, I achieved my first ever TPK.
So have you never had a TPK in years of playing D&D? You're soft.
Because, and I'll be totally honest with you, my Farlands campaign was my first venture into DMing.
Oh, right, okay.
I've played so long as a player that I never had the confidence to GM.
That makes sense.
And this,
Back, by the way, sorry.
This is my second ever campaign as a GM.
I wondered, because you're very, very knowledgeable on all the rules.
And I think building that time as a player gives me the knowledge to be good as a GM. I've seen GMs that just crumble because they don't know how to play.
Yeah.
Hello.
And then there's me, who improvs like 90% of everything he does in his campaign.
Yeah.
That aim session was brilliant. I love that.
I think the trick is to find the balance somewhere between a good story and a good. See,
I'm not a stickler for the rules though, but I will play by what you tell me. Which is why when you said you had a rapier, I was like, "You got a rapier? Okay."
I'm a rule for cool guy myself, to be fair.
I just knew I had a little sword, and I couldn't remember the name of it, so I said whatever one I can remember.
And a short sword. Way.
Yeah. Was I right in saying that I picked up a short bow off the goblins last session?
You did.
Because I forgot to put that in my level 2 sheet. So
no, you did have a short bow, definitely. And in response to the call for rule and all that lot, the person who got me into that more than anyone ever. Again, I'm going to quote it, guys. Provokers, Matt Click.
Yeah.
Barker, as the ice wizard, said, I'd like to do this, and described something that completely flavoured a spell, didn't change it at all other than flavour. And Matt just turned around him and went, that is absolutely awesome. Of course you can. And from that point, I'm like, rules aren't everything. They really aren't. And that was just
he twisted
fantastic.
One of the spells, didn't he, to create like a slippery plane?
Yeah, it was basically a sheet of ice on the floor, and
yeah, that's it.
I was like, oil slick or
And then
something.
the whole thing with
Slick.
Durgan's beard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Turning out Durgan's beard blue. Yeah. So, shout out to Matt. Shout out to the Provokers. Shout out to the second season of Provokers. Give it a watch. Highly recommend it. Fantastic.
Oh,
So,
well,
we're
the
going to get
second
back to
season,
the
aren't we?
action. We are going to get back to the action. So, Fingers, you spent the night in Lady Nandar's bed. Huge, plush, comfortable.
Did I? Okay.
You're a little. You were like, her sword hurt me. I'm gonna sleep well.
She left a gnome-sized divot in the middle.
Yeah, and you wake up feeling a little bit tight, feeling a little bit sore, but all the better for your rest. Rav, you actually laid out your roll mat and your sleeping bag and slept just off where Lady Nandar had been sleeping or being laid to rest, almost like you were continuing the honour guard in the Knight Captain's honour. But again, you had a very good, unbroken night's sleep. You too, due to your wounds, are a bit sore, a little bit tight, but feeling very much refreshed after having a very good night's sleep. Milo, you are cross-legged, sat bolt upright, with your back to one of the pillars inside the main hall, and you slept simply with your head down, almost looking like you were in a very deep meditative stance, with your quarterstaff rested across your legs, your hands never leaving it. But again, you felt the benefit of a very, very good night's sleep. Taman.
Yep.
You wake up with the very, very burnt out candle beside the table next to you. You are snuggled into the corner of a plush chair in the middle of the library. As the sunlight strikes across your eyes and you squint, the diary still laid across your chest, half open. You too have benefited from a very good night's sleep. All is quiet in the keep.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to get up and go and find some breakfast. I don't know about anyone else.
Rav, the first thing he's going to do is go through his morning routine of sort of like military routine of practicing with his quarterstaff, stretching, things like that. While he's doing that, he'll like scan the room to see if there's anybody else in there that he doesn't recognise.
Okay, so as you scan the room, none of the Zentoran mercenaries are in the room. You do see Milo.
Yeah.
Against one of the pillows. He was in the same hall as you. And he eyes you as you adopt a defensive stance with your quarterstaff.
Okay. I'll carry on doing almost like a hakar for about 10 minutes or so. And I'll sort of rest it down, trying to stretch the sleep out my muscles and like to stretch the massive chest wound that damn letter opener gave me last night.
Milo, do you just observe him or join, or what do you do?
I, being the older gentleman of the group, get up, stretch out as much as I can, and towards the end of Rav's routine, I'll offer a sparring session, just a friendly one, just to see if you...
Okay. This is cool. No. Rav, you're dex based, aren't you?
Well, I'm a warlock.
But you still use a
but-
quarterstaff, though, didn't you?
Yeah.
And as a soldier. Okay. Can you both make attack rolls with your quarterstaff using dex or strength as you see fit?
That's 16.
Mine's a 6.
Okay, so towards the end of the session, Milo, you walk up to Rav without invitation. With that, Rav spins on his tail, sticks his quarterstaff behind your legs, takes your legs out, sticks you flat on your back, and goes, "Next time, wait until you're invited." As you look up at him. But he grins as he says this. Fingers.
I'll offer him a hand to pick him up as well.
Yeah. You know the kitchen's destroyed. However, the guards were determined to stay here and honour their charge. So there's got to be some food somewhere.
It's got to be.
Yeah, there's got to be, isn't there? Make an investigation roll.
So what I'm thinking is I've stretched and climbed out of bed. I've probably I'm in my gnome pants at the moment, so I've probably gotten a dressing gown out of the wardrobe. It's probably pink, but who knows? Possibly frilly. I'll put that on because I'm quite a confident kind of chap. And I've just wandered downstairs, scratching my bum, and I'm kind of wandering around looking for some food at the minute. And I've just rolled a investigation 13 total.
Oh, okay. In the corner of the main hall, you find a sheet that's tied at all four corners, and in there's a bit of meat, some bread rolls, and some other bits and pieces.
So I'll just tap my little gnomish belly and wander over and start tucking in.
Milo and Rav, can you make a Constitution save, please?
Oh God.
Dun, dun, dun.
Really weren't expecting this.
Yeah, one's pretty good. 15.
To be honest, neither was I.
6.
6. So, as Milo looks across at this gnome walking out with a pink dressing gown with frills all the way around the neck, and because of the size of the lady, it actually looks like a wedding train leading behind him.
Yeah.
Milo sort of snickers, but manages it to hold it together. At the snicker, Rav turns round and just breaks into absolute laughter. Uncontrollable. To the point where he's actually lying on the floor, holding his ribs because they are hurting so much at the sight of this tiny little gnome with this huge pink dressing gown strutting across the floor, finding food.
Yeah. I'm just going to turn around and say, "They got chicken." Carry on eating away.
Milo will try and keep the straightest face possible, return to his pack, and turn his back to everybody else to eat, so he doesn't have to see that again.
And I think at the comment they've got chicken, I think Rav would, at the point of almost stopping and taking it under control, re-erupt into it. To his mind, he feels like he's under that Tasha's hideous laughter, as he just cannot help the pain in his ribs.
It's horrible, but I can't stop.
Rav, you pop your head over the balcony and trying to identify what's going on. Not Rav, Tamon.
Right.
Can you make a Constitution save, please?
Oh God. Yeah. 8.
Try. 8.
Ooh.
Yes.
With that, you two see this huge pink train leading onto this fingers with this feather boa, and you can't help it either. The book drops, and you just start creasing up with laughter.
Can I? Oh, he's down below, isn't he?
He's down
They got
below.
chicken. What?
I just failed the con save and all.
Can I just say, like, you're very lucky at the fact that I'm on a different floor, because if I was on the same floor, I was going to go up and cast light on him, make him glow as well.
Oh my god.
I'm glad I turned away from that.
I just sort of pipe up with, you are a pretty little gnome, aren't you?
I'm going to make you re-roll for that, both of you. Tamara and Milo, re-roll.
Oh God, no!
11.
Which
You
dice?
hold it together. You hold it together, Tamara.
13.
You too, Milo, hold it together. Just. Fingers tucks his way through the food. He doesn't even offer it to anyone. He munches away. And about 10-15 minutes later, you hear a voice through the front door. Get down here now!
Okay.
Can you all make insight checks?
Insight check, yay!
Insight, yeah.
Ooh, one.
Ooh, that is
Sucks.
18.
12.
18.
So anyone who broke a DC 10, which I think in this case was everyone, there is a real sense of urgency in his voice. It isn't intimidation. It isn't authority. This is urgency.
I'm just going to look across and say, do you think I should get changed first?
No
Please.
time. Rav will sort of pick up on the urgency in his voice and just go, there's no time. We need to go. Pick your trail up so you don't trip up.
Okay, I'll just shrug then.
Milo grab his pack, stand up, ready to go.
Yeah, I'll go too.
Okay,
Okay,
well, I'll follow
as
them
you
down.
step out the keep door, you see a makeshift span has been created across the gap in the bridge.
Okay. Can we see who shouted for us?
You do see Zolkin stood in the town centre. Keller's with him.
Mm-hmm.
Rav will sort of shouts back, what's happened?
We are about to be under siege. Get down here now.
I'm just going to shout, can I get changed first?
2 seconds. 20 plus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Zolkin, Keller, and 4 of the Zolteran mercenaries simply look at you. 2 of them start rocking their shoulders. Their head starts nodding. And all of a sudden you hear as they point fingers at you, unable to control their laughter. Zolkin literally snaps his head round and it stops. But as soon as he turns away, it's like
I'll just shout, I was having me breakfast.
They've got chicken.
They got chicken.
and the 2 just crack up at that point.
Under siege by what?
Orcs.
Ooh, this could be fun.
Oh,
Well, at
dear.
least it's not goblins. Fingers, could you go and find something that's a little less bright?
I'll just say,
Or
it's only orcs. You guys can handle that, and I'll scamper off and back up to the bedroom. Take as long as I need to get changed.
My eyes seem to have like lit up with interest and going, ooh, orcs, really? And get my notepad out ready.
No, Tamara, we talked about this. The pen is not mightier than the staff.
He's gone. He's glassy eyed, thinking of all the things he can write down.
Okay. So who's heading straight down to the town centre?
Milo.
Yeah, I will for
Rough.
research purposes.
Milo is double timing 70 feet.
Okay.
So everyone but me, I think.
So, Fingers, I'm going to switch to you very quickly. Whilst you are actually dressed rather provocatively
Provocatively.
and eloquently, you are the only one currently in the keep. Now, you did pilfer a large amount of items, and if you don't want to keep them on your property, now would be the time to try and hide them away.
It's only 4 gems and 3 necklaces. I think I can probably
4 gems, 3
keep them on me.
necklaces, and the jewelry
I'll
box.
go to silver to them.
The jewelry box.
Oh, I'm not bothered about the jewelry box particularly. I'm the kind of gnome that would just strip that and leave it, put it back in the chest. So I'll probably put the necklaces on underneath my tunic. I don't want to draw attention.
So you're
to
wearing all 3 necklaces.
Yeah, underneath my shirt.
Okay.
And I'll slip the gems into my socks, I think, or into the seams of my clothes.
That could be
Could be a bit
uncomfortable.
sharp if you fall.
Yeah, okay.
Can one of them be in the
They're
strength
hidden
of
about
D4?
one person.
Yeah, take D4 poison damage for every step you take.
Yeah, that won't be on the sole of my socks, just tucked in the top.
Okay, so you manage to disappear, come back, and you are respectfully dressed. But
Yeah, I'm back in my rogue's garb.
yeah, you do see the Zantarans still sort of sniggering away as they picture you in pink.
I'm just going to walk confidently. You've got to be confident to pull off that kind of a look.
Oh, absolutely, and it was absolutely fantastic.
Not embarrassed in the slightest.
Not at all.
I'll just look at the 2 Centaurans and say, you should see him pull off the underwear.
That's it. They break down again on the floor. Okay.
They don't call
Who
him fingers
is
for nothing.
talking to Zolkin at the moment?
Milo probably addressing him for the issue.
Okay. Zolkin tells you that his pet has spotted an orcish army leaving the Ardeep forests and heading directly this way. The information that you get given is the Elves of Ardeep have been at war for a long time with the Ear Seekers, which is the name given to the orcs due to the nature that they wear necklace made of ears of their victims. The orcs recently tried to capture the elves unaware, but the elves have never let their guard down, and they lost significant numbers. Since then,
orcs
they
did,
want
the elves.
revenge. Oh, the orcs lost significant numbers.
Okay.
And around half of the horde perished. But an orc horde is a significant machine, and they are now making their way towards the town.
Right.
I'll look at Zoltan and say, why would they have any business with us?
Orcs are war. War is in their bones. They see this town as an easy target now.
That's right,
Therefore,
treating orc-
they are coming.
They're mistaken.
Do you
How
have
many do you
any
have?
ideas?
How many do you number altogether, Zoltan?
Zolkin.
Tolkien, Beepon.
I think we are looking at 25 to 30 orcs.
And how many are you? 7? And us?
We are 11.
8. Oh, 11.
However, an orc horde does not move without a leader, without some form of priest. And we have reason to believe that one of these hordes that are coming this way does contain the dreaded Orc Eye of Grumsh.
I'm sorry, Zolkin, you'll have to say that one a bit slower for me.
I'm just etching it to my tablet.
Yeah. The orcs will have a leader. They will have some priests.
Got that
But
one.
they also have the dreaded Orc Eye of Grumsh.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Oh, he's failed his con check.
The dreaded grunt.
Eye of
Yeah.
Grunge. Got it.
They
Have
are
any of you heard of
basically
the Eye of
less.
Grunch?
They are quite powerful magic casters.
The Eye of Grunches, or the priest, or are they the same thing?
Effectively the same thing, but they got a special name.
Okay, cool.
Will I be able to have any prior knowledge of these, like through all my studies?
Make
Fair point.
a standard
Okay.
wisdom roll.
So bearing in mind, like, I might be totally useless on, like, in the outside world, but I've read practically every book in the library where I've studied, so...
Yeah, but that
Else.
doesn't necessarily mean that you had any books on orcs. Roll a wisdom roll.
Yeah, 15.
You know a little bit about orcs. They are physically powerful creatures.
Yep.
They are everything about their being is about war, martial prowess, expressions of power. Grumsh is one of their gods, one of their deities. So for an orc to become an Orc Eye of Grumsh means they have been blessed by the god.
Right.
So they have additional powers.
Okay.
That's all you know.
Okay.
Which is significant.
Yeah, it's a decent amount anyway.
Zolkin looks and says, they will be here within the hour. What do you recommend? Ambush, meet them, or let them siege?
I'll look at Rav. You're the military man.
Are they travelling? Are they travelling as a group, or are they in tribes, smaller tribes?
It is one horde.
So we're looking at a war party.
I think we should pretend the town is empty and let them enter and ambush them. Possibly from the walls where we have the advantage of height.
I agree.
Zolkin discusses with his 6 associates, who then in turn introduce Keller into the conversation. And you remark that actually it's unusual that she's not included first of all, almost like an afterthought. We have decided that we will raise the drawbridge and we will let them attack our walls, and we will attack them with range. There is less risk to us, and we have the advantage of high ground.
Does Rav notice that the sort of exchange, is it almost like a chain of command, that they're going up the chain of command? Or is she...
It's
just as
almost
likely an
like
afterthought?
the conversations down down the chain of command
down.
to the bottom, and then the advice is going back up before Zolkin makes the final decision.
Okay.
I'm just going to look at Keller and say, hello, Flower. You've done all right for yourself. Just wink. First time I've seen her since she left us.
Yeah.
Or double-crossed us.
She never really double-crossed you. She was an advanced Zentaran spy. But she never betrayed you. She never attacked you. She never set anything against you, and she did actively defend you when you were being attacked. When the Zontarans first arrived, this is a little bit of background information, she spoke for you, which is why they didn't actively try and pulp you when they first came into the town.
So, yeah, what I say stands. Obviously, hello, Flower, you've done all right for yourself. And a wink.
She looks at you and goes, you're still alive and not in pink.
Alive and full of chicken.
So, two Zentarans disappear. Straight up the towers on either side of the moat. The drawbridge. And you hear a gear mechanism turning. They don't even ask your opinion. They simply do it. And the drawbridge starts coming up. It hits the top. Zolkin looks at you. Fingers. And goes, cocky one. So you have a new nickname. You spoke of a back door. If it's a way out, it's a way in. It needs sealing. Make it happen.
Milo nod and scamper off.
I'm just going to suck my teeth and turn around and walk off in the general direction. I'm not answering to that.
General, so you're following Milo?
Yes, begrudgingly.
Okay, good. Zolkin looks at you, Rav. You will take command of all soldiers south of the gate. I will have command of the soldiers north of the gate. This is not a command. This is a demand.
Understood. How many men are to my command?
3.
Very well.
He looks at you. Mage, you will join me.
Well, actually, I've been thinking. And
Long sword straight at your throat.
well, that doesn't change the fact that I've still been thinking, does it?
That doesn't change the fact that I've given you an order. You will join me.
Just hear me out first. It is a genuine idea. And Tammin,
It prods a little bit deeper. Draw in a bead of blood.
I take a step back and Sting continues. Like, this is totally like he's Tammin's totally oblivious to any like chain of command with it, that anything that isn't inside his own school of learning.
He steps forward and meets your distance.
He says,
Rav, you see this going on.
He says, I actually do have an idea that could give us an upper hand.
I'll sort of, I've already got my quarterstaff in hand, and I'll move next to Tamon with the quarterstaff sort of extended one hand.
Yep.
Ready to, not quite doing anything, but ready to like knock the sword.
And I continue saying, I said, now you do want to win this fight, don't you?
We will win. If you do as you're told.
Well, what
Second
if,
tower. Head up there now.
what if...
He turns around and walks away.
Fair enough. I actually have a really good plan, too.
I'll turn to Tamon and he's scared, I think. What's the plan?
Well, if we could hinder their view somewhat, orcs are not known to be very clever. So if we could hinder their view, it would confuse them momentarily, allowing us to get a decent aim on the ones with the bows and the arrows, get their aim sorted, and then we could shoot them.
Can you achieve this?
Well, they will, yes, I believe I can. I could make a nice blanket of fog around them to hinder their view. We could draw our
Can you do
aim.
it without being noticed?
Of course I can. What do you take me for? Some crackpot magician?
Yes.
Well, that is a fair point, but I
Keller.
can do this. I'm quite good with conjuring.
Keller's been ignored so far by Zolkin. Even though, as a party, you know she is a deft crossbow user. And you've seen evidence of that yourself.
Okay.
And she looks at you, Tamara, and goes, "You forget the major flaw in your plan, wizard.
Do I?
If the fog prevents them from seeing us, it prevents us from seeing them."
Yes, but I had thought of that. Now, if there are as many of them as you say there are, that's quite a lot. And perhaps maybe if you will get a general aim, confuse them so they can't get an aim on you. At least you know the general area as to where they'll be, so at least one or two of your arrows may hit.
So for every one arrow going in, there are 4 coming back.
Well, no, they wouldn't shoot because they wouldn't have a clue what's going on.
You believe you can create a fog effect that will blind 30 plus orcs from the view of a town.
If I were to go up one of the towers, yes.
That would not be affected by the weather.
Well, I stick my finger in my mouth and do this, and there's not a very strong wind today, is there? Is there? Just...
I'll tell you what. I'm going to make a roll. In fact, I'm going to do better than that, just so you can see. I have typed a number in chat already, and I just haven't pushed enter.
Okay.
Okay. So, see my finger?
Yeah.
I have rolled a number within D100.
Okay.
If you get what I say right, there is no wind. If you get it wrong, there is a stiff breeze. 51 to 100, or 50 down to 1.
Oh, hang on. 50 down to 1.
There is a stiff breeze,
How fast?
enough to blow your fog away.
How fast?
25-mile-an-hour wind.
Bollocks. Okay.
Are we even going to be able to stand on these barricades?
Oh yeah, easily.
That's a really
Easily.
fast wind.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
that's quite a strong breeze.
You're up on the mountains. It's always windy on the hills, isn't it, Ollie?
It most certainly is. Yes, 25 is not. That's you can stand in that.
Fair enough. Okay, it was a good plan.
You hear Zolkin just within earshot going, "Stupid mage." Okay, so Fingers and Milo, you go running through up to the keep, crossing the barricade. This conversation's been going on for a little while, and you come to the exit that the guards took to take Lady Nanda away.
I'm going to mention to Milo that I really dislike this Zolkin chap, and from now on, I'm going to refer to him as Sultana.
That's fair, but my idea was the way if we find the way out before they do, we also have a way out if things go south.
I'm all ears. I'm interested at this point. Tell me more. What are you thinking?
So if we start feeling like we're being overrun, we can lead our other two out and possibly block the escape when we're past it.
So should we leave it open in case we need it then?
Not necessarily.
And just go back and tell him it's shut, or
We could shut it to the point where it's easily accessible. Depending on what the exit is, I have no idea. We haven't got an description. What do we see as an exit?
Okay, so as you look at the exit, you effectively see a slab of concrete that has been raised within a pocket, and a beam of wood holds it open.
Right.
So by knocking that beam away, without any shadow of a doubt whatsoever, that slab of concrete will come down, and there is no way in. To the side of the door, there is a mechanism, a handle that is filled with a cog pulley system that raises the concrete. So you do believe that it cannot be lifted from outside, but it can be raised from within.
Let me check what my stats are, because I'm going to make a decision on that. Above commoner. Would I be able to make a roll to see how long it would take to raise it enough for us to escape if we was to close it?
So you're trying to gauge rather than actively do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Make a 16 DC investigation roll.
What dice to use?
DC 20? D20 is normally a good one.
Yeah, I've got 7 out just in case.
No, you can't roll them all.
Well, the annoying thing is, what was I rolling?
DC 16 investigation.
I rolled a 14 and I have a +1.
Unfortunately, the mechanism that you can see is a bit more complex than you're used to, so you really can't tell.
But neither me or Fingers are a strength-based character, as I could probably tell he is a dexterous little bugger himself.
Who looks good in pink?
yes. While you're messing about, I'm just going to write on the hearth where the stone would normally sit. So if we shut it, it's covering it. That Zolkin is a cock. Just so that when we escape, he goes. Fingers gets bored quite quickly.
After pondering, being quite old, he will conversate with Fingers and ask his opinion. Would you rather an escape route or less of a chance of being struck from behind?
I think as the orcs are approaching from the forest, we should leave it open and scarper through it.
So collect the other two and leave as we will.
Possibly, or hide in the keep, or lock ourselves in the keep, or I'm not too sure. I just don't like Zolkin.
I don't trust the man myself. This is why I'm giving us an exit strategy.
Well, once we lock that door, we're locked in, aren't we?
Yeah, so
And the orcs are nowhere near that door because they're approaching from the front.
I've not come across a system quite as close to this one. So I'm not sure how long it would take to raise our escape.
I'm quite a smart guy. Can I not put a pin in the mechanism that holds it rather than this big plank so I can just snap it out quick?
It's something you've not come across before. So what I would say is make a. So you actually want to put a pin in, and then remove the plank in order to hold it open. Yeah.
So where all the cogs are and everything else, I'm a gnome, so I'd like to think I know a little bit about mechanical stuff. Oh, yeah. I'm just thinking to put a little pin in between the gears that would just hold it in place. We can take the bit of wood out, and then if we need to, all we've got to do is take the pin out, and the whole thing will come crashing down.
Yeah, you're going to have to excuse me for 2 seconds because the beer's gone through me.
Yep. I forgot gnomes are tinkerers by nature.
Yeah, I thought I'd bring that up just in case.
I was so close on that roll.
I dislike this Zolkan fellow.
I think you're supposed to dislike him, aren't you?
Yeah, so I'm sure that's the point, yeah.
He did look good in pink, though.
I've just rolled 5 D20s. I've rolled 5 D20s and rolled 3 7s. So it could be our lucky day.
Ooh. Let me just have a look.
And are you lot into board games, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen Nemesis on Kickstarter?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, I got
It does look very, very good.
Okay, Fingers. Can you make...
I've figured out what I'm doing. Yeah, go for it.
An intelligence roll.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Flat intelligence. As you try and work out the point.
17 plus... is that a straight intelligence?
Yep.
Oh, plus 5. So 22.
Plus 5?
Yes. I'm a very smart guy.
How do you get plus 5?
I have proficiency in intelligence. I have plus
no,
3.
No, not save. Just the flat intelligence.
Oh, okay, then plus 3. So that'll be 20.
So you're 16 or 17 intelligence.
Yeah, 16. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so you analyze what Milo couldn't. And Milo sees you go in. And with that, you pull this tiny little piece of wood that's lying on the floor, probably shattered from a beam up above. And you go, kick the plank away, and the stone door remains exactly where it is.
Yeah. What I'll say, so that you know my intention, is that if at any time during this upcoming battle I enter this room with Zolkan, I will be casting minor illusion to make it look as if the door is shut. So I'll have that kind of in the back of my head as something that I'm going to be doing, if that's the case, if I need to disguise what I've done.
No, totally happy with that. Milo.
Remembering gnomes are very tinkering orientated anyway, kick myself figuratively, wishing that I could have come to it as quick as he did.
Yeah. So,
and, yeah, start returning, I guess.
As you make your way out, Zolkin is stood at the town centre. He looks at you and goes, "Toes, you go up the north wall."
Okay, Sultana, and off I go.
He smiles, almost respectfully at you. Milo, you are with Rav. And Zolkin follows you. Fingers. As you get
They're
up,
going to be the biggest chips I've ever seen.
chunky
Oh.
chips. As you head up onto the wall and look out,
Got fish fingers.
you see a war party, an orcish war party coming down.
I'm
Can
very
you
short,
all
so-
make perception
Not
rolls?
Nope. I'm staring at a wall.
Hey. Yes. 3.
Yeah, 4.
I'm with Wally. 3. I rolled a natural 1.
So you're telling me the roll was 3, 3, 3, 4.
No, I rolled a 1.
So we rolled very poorly.
It's all about dice odds. They decrease as the more you roll.
Mine are in negatives.
However, let's see what the Sultarans do.
Just before we start, can I clarify? I'm commanding the southern side of the wall
You are.
of the gate. Does that mean?
So, as on the west stand side, there is a moat with a drawbridge.
Yeah.
And if they were to try and attack that moat, anything south of the moat, you control.
Right. Okay. So effectively, I'm on the right-hand side of the gate.
The right-hand side is
Attacking.
their attacking, or the left-hand side is your defending.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 of the Sultaran get a 5 and a 6. And see nothing. The rest, the lowest roll was a 15. So, they point and go, there's the orcs, and they look bloodied. And the orcs draw close. As they come to where the drawbridge is, so it's almost like they've scouted this area before. They know where the drawbridge should be. They notice that the drawbridge is up. And the orcs start diving into the water to try and assault the town. And you guys just take your time. Short bows, long bows, crossbows, cantrips. You just drop them. Orc after orc. Orc after orc. They start floating around the moat. There's a gentle flow of the moat. It's not quite stable. And very quickly they pull back under the guise of the commander. Very quickly they start spreading around the town. You make it clear that they are trying to find a weakness into the town. What do you guys do?
How many of them are left? Can we see?
There's about 12 left.
I'm
There
going to
are-
turn round.
Sorry, go on.
I'm going to turn around. I'm going to say to Zolkan that although Milo and I managed to shut the back door, the keep had suffered considerable damage, and he didn't give us enough time to talk to the guards sufficiently to check the entire building, and so possibly there's some breaches within the keep.
Zolkian says, if you secured the keep, there is only typically one way out of a major stronghold like that.
And I'll
We
just
are
reply that-
safe that way.
I'll just tell him that we shut the back door like he asked.
Very good. Can you make a deception roll?
Ooh. 17.
Nods at you. Work. Very well done.
I'm going to.
After around 10 minutes, the orcs start to group again, about 200 feet away. And they start to rotate around the outside of the wall, heading south. Towards what you believe to be the gap leading into the keep.
What do you mean the gap? The back door?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's taken lots of damage all round.
Is Tamron's with
Taman's with Zolkin.
Zolkin, isn't
Yep.
he?
Yep.
Is he? Can I see him from where he is?
Middle of the day. At the edge of your visibility, yeah, you can just about make him out. Probably from the colour of his
Reference.
clothing rather than him himself.
Is there any way any of us can spot this Eye Grimesh that's we're supposed to be looking out for? We've seen quite a few orcs. Is there any that stick out as special or different in any way?
As you look at the group of around 12 left, one is built hugely stronger and more muscular than the others, which you believe to be the war chief. But he looks rough, cut, scratched. There is another that appears to be wearing some sort of skin, almost like an animal skin, holding a staff, unarmed, uninjured. The rest look simply like orcs.
Okay.
And they're still 200 feet away at the moment.
Yep. Making a huge loop to stay out of range.
Also,
I
if
could make shots at disadvantage.
I'll tell the men under my command to hold their fire and not waste their ammo. Their bows.
I will pull Rab aside, out of earshot of everybody else, and tell him what happened with Fingers, and possibly strategize with him to lead the men down and towards that choke point.
All right.
Go on, Fingers.
I'm going to. I'd like to cast Minor Illusion. I'm a well-travelled little gnome, and I'm going to make the sound of an elven war drum beating from inside the city, and see if that startles them or slows them down somewhat.
Okay, so it is an audible sound, minor illusion. I think they get a wisdom saving throw, don't they?
I don't think there's anything. Oh yeah. My spell's DC is 12. If a creature uses its action to examine the sound or image, the creature can determine that it's an illusion with a successful intelligence investigation check.
Okay, so
Which is 12.
The orcs visibly look scared. The orc war chief is simply carrying on, ignoring the sound. But the orc Eye of Grumsh stops and actually focuses on the town. Unfortunately, his stats aren't great. What's the DC?
It's a DC of 12 in intelligence.
Hey, he rolled a nat 19. Does anyone speak Orcish?
I don't think I do.
No.
No.
Okay, so the smaller looking
Actually,
orcs.
no, I don't. Sorry, it's giants I speak.
So the smaller looking orcs almost stagger at the sound of this this elven horn, almost like this war party. And the Orkaya Grumsh that you know now is the Orkaya Grumsh stops, listens in, and you hear this guttural, deep tongue that you can't make out. And all of a sudden, the entire remaining orcs go and charge off back, heading south.
Then yeah, I'll pull Rav and say basically pull everyone down. We've got a choke point.
That worked. I'll turn to Zolkin and say, you might want to get your other sultanas to concentrate on that one. And just point out the Fire Grumsh that's busy screaming.
As Milo's sort of explaining what he's done, I'll sort of chastise him a bit, like the military side of it in me, sort of, you complete bunch of idiots, you've left us wide open to an orcish attack. What the hell were you thinking?
It's now a choke point.
It's now a weakness.
It's also a choke point. We can spread ourselves out and attack at them.
It's only a choke point if we can get there to choke them. Otherwise, they have a stronghold inside their city walls.
They're looking for it.
They can now attack us from both sides.
We know where it is. They don't.
Well, clearly they know something that we don't.
I'd just say it's down to you and head there myself.
They are now out of your visibility range, Rev.
Which way? Too far away, or are they?
No, they are. They are. They're not scaling, but they are far enough around south now that you can't see them.
Okay. I'll shout over to Sultana that I've lost sight of the orcs.
Cannon.
Well, if they're going to give him stupid names, I'm going to give him stupid names, and I'm going to nick Ollie's as well.
Quite right. Yeah.
Oi, Sultana, I've lost him. I'm going to check the keep and make sure it's secure.
I always knew you were shit rap. He turns and looks at you. Toes. You sure you secured the keep?
I think I just told you that it was full of holes from giant rocks. We shut the back door, but I can't vouch for the rest of it because you only gave us an hour.
Didn't even give us an hour, to be fair. Out of character.
He keeps
I'm staring at his belly button like that very sternly.
He keeps two of these Antaran mercenaries, one on each side. To the keep, now! And they make their way down the ladders and run to the keep. Double moving.
I'll do my best to keep up with them.
I think I can actually outrun everybody at this point.
They can move 60. I think you can move 70.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could get there and drop the door before anyone else knows.
They're all outpacing me, but there you go.
So you say Monk over there is pelting it across the courtyard?
I'm like a miniature blur at 3 foot.
Yep.
See, if Bilbo had run that fast, the ring would have been gone in a matter of days. But obviously just lazy.
I'm going on an adventure.
We're going on a bear hunt.
I'd move faster if I wasn't wearing Lady Nanda's knickers, but there you go.
They're chafing a little bit.
Another story.
I just failed my con save. Okay. as you guys run up across the bridge, can you all make perception rolls?
Does Tamron come with us as well?
Oh,
Yep, Taman's come with you. The only person left is one Zoltara mercenary either side of the drawbridge.
We're making perception checks.
Apparently, Fingers isn't.
18.
2.
God's sake.
Milo and Tamon do.
I'm flat out trying to keep pace with these soldiers. I can't
Okay.
see anything.
So, Rav and Fingers can barely see the nose on the end of their face. However, Milo and Tamon, whilst you are running up the bridge, for the first time, actually look beyond the bridge, out towards the back of the keep. And you notice there is a huge gap in the palisade.
Oh. One of them stones, I told you.
Right. Milo's still booking it to the door. He's going to return to the hole in palisade, start preparing a defense after he's dropped the door.
So you're still going for the door.
Hang on, let me roll for it. No, that one. I'm staying at the palisade. I'm defending that shit to the end of my life.
Okay, so whilst you are slightly ahead of the Zoltarans at this point, you are going to stop, turn round, run back past them across the bridge, and head towards the palisade.
If that's the area that I believe they're going,
I'm going to follow him. Notice what he's going to try and do. Notice that, understand that I'm totally not going to survive this if I stay and fight. But I'll just I'll walk up to him and say, pat him on the shoulder and say, "Good luck," and cast Mage Armor on him, so he's got a little bit of extra defense just in case, and then I'm going to leg it.
No.
Rav will just sort of see
What a
this
waste.
past going,
What
"For
a
the
waste.
love of God, what is it with these people?"
what does Mage Armor do?
Set your base AC to 16.
Yeah, boost your AC, doesn't it?
Yeah,
If your
yeah.
armor's already above that, then
I
it
get-
doesn't count.
+1. I
Yeah,
get a
well,
+1 to armor.
yeah,
In
because-
fact, no. The target's base AC becomes 13 plus your dex armor.
Yeah.
Your dex bonus.
So yeah, it'd be 16 still. It'd go up 1.
So your wisdom's
It's a little bit
15, yeah?
My wisdom,
Plus 2.
yeah, my AC is 15 with a +2 wisdom, +3 dex.
Okay, so you do gain plus 1 to your AC.
it's a bit of help.
It is. So, Milo and Tamon, who see the gap in the palisade, run towards it. The 4 Zoltaran mercenaries and Zolkin and Keller are still heading towards the keep. Rav and Fingers do not see the gap in the palisade. But you clearly see Milo and Tamon running alongside the bridge on the floor.
I'm just going to keep, as best I can, keep up with the Sultanas and Keller.
Rav?
I'm going to carry on with Fingers and head towards the keep.
Okay. So, as you guys enter the keep, how far behind are you, Fingers?
Well, I have a speed of 25. I've been dashing with them, so...
So they outpace you by 20 feet per turn.
Yeah.
So they are probably about a turn and a half ahead of you by the time they enter the keep.
Mhm.
Okay. You are too far behind.
Possibly.
You are too far behind to be able to cast minor illusion because you can't see it. So as you enter the keep, Sultana is looking at you furious. And as you enter, one of his sultanas has pulled the piece of board out, and the stone door comes crashing down.
The board was already out. It was just a little pin in the mechanism.
Yeah. Walks up to you. Can you make a strength save?
Ooh.
In fact, I'll let you make a dex, actually.
Okay. Oh, natural 20 plus 5. 25.
Okay.
Or acrobatics.
Tries to shove you onto the floor, but you dodge out the way. And he goes, "You lie to me again. Lack of fingers will be the least of your issues." And he darts out of the keep.
Okay.
Are the
Milo,
is the other
Taman.
grapevine going with him?
pardon?
Grapevine going with him.
Everyone's going with him, yep.
Okay, cool.
As Milo and Taman reach the gap in a palisade, they see the orc war party charging already. Under normal circumstances, they wouldn't be able to cross the moat. But the boulder that took the palisade out has fallen into the moat and created a means for them to cross. We are in combat. Roll for initiative.
God damn it. That's right. I wanted to be
13 for me.
Oh, what? Are you serious? And that one, so that's a 4 from me. That dice is going away to be burned.
So I've rolled all orcs together. Got that. Grumsh got that. And the war chief got that.
So next session, I'll be a level 1 barbarian.
So what did everyone else roll?
I got 13.
Can you just chuck that
Are you
in,
including?
Taman?
Do
Yeah,
you want
no
us
worries.
to roll? Because I'm in the keep.
Not yet. Yeah, you're not quite there yet.
Cool.
Okay. The Orc War Chief is not silly by any stretch of the imagination. And he simply, in the middle of his party, lets out a cry, a blood-curdling scream that you can't understand because you don't speak Orcish. But Milo and Taman, looking at the orcs coming at you, they feel, or you feel, that they are motivated. They are enraged by this scream and come at you with more vigor.
How many of them are there?
There are 12 orcs in total. 10 of them are normal orcs, 1 Grumsh, and 1 war chief.
Okay. Hang on. Just lost my page. Oh no. Think among yourselves, it's fine. Totally lost my page. 12, yeah?
12 in total, yep.
Yeah, right, okay. Just want to see whether something's a cone effect or not.
I found myself with a combat die. That's all I wanted.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Well, ignore what I was going to do. It's not going to affect.
The Orc War Chief stops. And he ends his turn.
Oh.
The Orc Eye of Grumsh stops next to his War Chief. And he starts waving his hands in the air and chatting in a language you don't understand. Yeah.
Hello!
Hello! As he does so, lights start appearing in front of you, Milo, as this form of a spear appears out of nowhere. And the Orc Eye of Grumsh has cast spiritual weapon in front of you. And that also gains the advantage of the Orc War Chief's battle cry, because it is still an attack roll. So +3 to hit. I nearly put that into
The wrong chat.
Hangouts chat again. So I will change that. AC 13 misses. Jammy Milo. So the Orko Grumsh Mishkis. Taban.
Yes. I'm going to do the old faithful magic missile straight at the eye of what's his face. Him.
At the eye of what's his face.
Yes.
Fantastic. Go for it.
Is it Grumish? I can't remember the name.
Grumsh.
Grumsh. That'll do.
Bless you.
Thank you. That is +3 in it.
3d4 +3.
Right. Do I +3 to each one?
No, 3 is total. It's +1 per magic missile.
Are you sure? Because you can target those missiles to reach to a different thing, can't you?
But he wanted it all 3 on the Orc Eye of Grumsh, which is why it's +3.
Yeah. It's 1d4 +1 for each one. So yeah, so that's 2.
All right. Okay.
5 5. 10 damage in total.
So Orc Eye of Grumsh takes 10, and he has to do. Boss is the first. Boss is the second.
Are these concepts a spiritual weapon?
Yep.
Spiritual weapon, I believe, is not cons.
Oh, you're right. It isn't. Fantastic. Thank you very much, because you failed the third one.
It's all right. I'm a DM, so.
Yeah, I don't normally play clerics, so something I'm not quite versed in. So these orcs, I believe, let me just double check, have a ability called aggression that allows them to use a double move against their enemies. Yes, they do. So they move 30 feet towards you. Then they bonus action and move 30 feet towards you. And whilst they're not close enough to melee you, they are close enough to throw their javelins.
Javelin.
Yep, and they only have one each.
Ain't no party like a orc war party. Yeah.
So there's 9 of them. So because you're the only ones there, guys, 6 are being aimed at you, Milo. 3 at you, Taman.
Okay.
So first one at Milo misses. Misses. That's a hit.
Damn it.
That's a hit. And that's a miss. So slash 2d6 plus.
Not 5e.
You don't get it until 3rd level. Good try.
Oh, I think-
That is 12 piercing damage as 2 spears strike you.
okay.
Man, the first spear at you misses. Second hits. Third misses. And you take 9 piercing damage.
Okay. So that leaves me on 5.
And the orcs are done. So, top of the order.
You've missed
Cat.
Milo's. Milo got a 4.
Oh, Milo he did get a 4. Thank you for coming, Milo.
I'm still alive.
You are.
Just
And they're about 10 feet away from you at the moment.
cool. Where is the big bad, so to speak?
He's about 30 feet back now.
Right. So I could actually get to him.
If you want to go through 9 orcs. Sorry, 10 orcs, yes.
It sounds stupid, but it might work. I'm going to use my bonus action to use patient defense. So I'm taking the dodge action. I'm going to bolt through them and then beat the shit out of the big guy.
Key point, isn't it? Patient defense.
Yes. I have 2 key points at level 2.
You do. So that is a dodge action.
Dodge action.
So, just so you're aware, 10 orcs are going to melee attack you with disadvantage.
Yes.
Okay? You are aware that in their other hand they are wielding great axes.
I wasn't aware, but I already made my decision, so I'm letting the dice lay.
Right, okay. So they are +5 to hits with disadvantage. 2d20. Drop highest. 2d20 +5. Drop highest 1. Okay. First one is 9. $15.
Misses.
You're glad of that mage armor now, aren't you?
Yep.
11. That's 3. 15, 4. 10, 5. 17, 6. 15, 7. 14, 8. 14, 9. 7, 10. 1 hits. D12 +3.
As long as he rolls below average, I'm fine.
7 points of slashing damage.
I'm still up.
Jammy little shit.
With 1 health point. Oh, this is so great.
And I'll tell you what, for that and standing, take inspiration.
I will gladly take inspiration.
I'd rather take a health potion.
No, DMs don't give out health potions.
I don't even get a bless from the god just yet, because that's 6th level.
Yep.
If I'd have done that, all 10 of them would have hit me, and then at least 4 of them would have critted and done max damage.
Did
I
I,
think The amount of damage would have actually killed you, I think, outright. Stuff the death saves.
It would have done.
Did I miss any crits on that?
Yes. There were. Let me just double check how many. 3.
I missed out on 3 crits.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, damn. Right, my 1 attack die.
Yes, because you've already used your bonus action as your patient defense.
Yes. But it kept me alive.
for that
'Cause
turn.
otherwise, I would have died if not. So yeah. I don't suppose a 12 hits, does it?
Orc War Chief has an AC of more than 12.
Oh, damn it.
Even though you do see that he is
Damn it, I should have used my inspiration. Never mind.
he is peppered with elven arrows and he's not very well.
But I am dodging for the next turn.
You are indeed. Okay. So, Fingers, Rav,
Hello.
please roll for initiative as you join the fray.
What have I joined the fray? I was in the keep.
So, as you come round the bridge and look across, you've seen these orcs swinging at Milo as he ran through 10 of them, trying to swing at the big bad guy. 9 miss, but one of them slashes deep across his back, and he's in a bad way.
I think I'm going to have a limp after this.
I was last in the keep with Zolkin. And Zolkin left after giving me a thick ear.
Yep.
So I'm still in the keep, aren't I?
No, I'm just going to allow that in the one turn with the amount of time it took them to get to the palisade and stuff that.
Rav chewed your ear off about how stupid it was.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to play it that you're at the bottom of the bridge, so you're within the initiative order, and it might take you a turn of double moving to get to the edge of the palisade. It's up to you.
What I would have done is shouted breach as I ran through the orcs.
Once more, run to the breach, dear friend.
Right, let me. Right, okay. So 9 I rolled.
Fantastic. So Zolkin has Keller is that, and the Zoltanan mercenaries are that.
If only I used my inspiration.
Very nice. So, Zolkin runs slightly in front of Tamam, draws his long sword, and then pulls out a potion and chugs it.
Oh, wow.
And ends his turn. That ends his turn.
Okay.
Rav.
Yo. Right, did we decide whether we were having a turn to get to the palisades, or were we just straight into the fray?
You immediately followed Zolkin, and you've not got vertically challenged legs like toes, so you can be there.
Okay,
This turn.
how tightly? From where I am to the first orc, how far away is that? Is it within like a move distance?
Your movement will take you to the palisade. You'd need another 10 feet to get to the first orc.
Okay. And how far away from there? How tight are they packed? Is it like one after another, like in 5 feet intervals?
They are fairly close together, to be honest, and it's just because of his nimbility that the monk managed to get through.
Okay, no worries, that's fine. What I will do is I will move up to the palisades so that I'm
Okay.
within like 10 feet of the first orc.
Yeah, you are shoulder to shoulder with Zolkin.
Yeah. I will use my... where is it? I'll use my Eldritch Blast on the nearest orc.
Okay, one of them.
Try and start clearing a path.
I know exactly what you were thinking.
Yeah.
10 more feet and then go.
Yeah. Should have had them onions for breakfast. Ooh, nat 20.
Oh, get in there. So, double the damage die.
Ooh, that makes it... what is it? It's 1d10 force damage.
Yep.
2d10.
Yeah. You attend to the dice? Yes, you are. I have two of these, yeah, I do.
No, I'm not. I'm half a d20.
Because I've got with my Eldritch Invocations, I get a plus. I get to add my Charisma modifier. Am I adding that once to the whole dice roll?
Your camera
damage
slipped,
died.
Craig. I don't know if you realise.
It's damage died at doubled.
Your modifiers are add after the die rolls.
After the roll.
It's
Okay,
only
that's
the
fine.
dice rolls that are doubled, not your modifiers.
That would be 9 plus 3.
12.
Yeah, that's the one. Maths is hard. Yeah, 12
Plus your
points of damage
charisma
to the
modifier.
I added that.
Okay. So this orc takes it. It's looking for worse for it, but he is still standing.
Damn it.
Okay, so that's Rav gone. He's gone. He's gone. Rav's gone. So the next is Keller. So Keller opens her crossbow, her light crossbow, and aims at the orc that you've just shot, Rav. The arrow strikes it dead center at the point where your Eldritch Blast hit it, and the orc drops dead.
I softened him up for you.
Evidently. Next we have the Grumsh. So the Orc-Eye Grumsh. Because Milo's moved, he is going to move the spear of the spiritual weapon onto Zolkin, and he's going to attack Zolkin with it, which is probably going to piss him off, but shit happens. He hits. With his modifiers and that would normally do 12 points of damage. However, Zolkin chugged a potion, so that only does 6. The Grumsh is then going to what's he gonna do? There's no concentration on that either, is there? Spiritual weapon.
No, it's not fun.
Okay. He casts He points a finger at you, Milo. And he casts the spell Command,
Right.
telling you
like
to
the spell.
flee.
Is there a save on it?
There is indeed. You must make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, that's okay.
And the save DC is 13.
I rolled a 12 plus 2, 14. Just save.
You shake your head and you resist the urge to run. Which is lucky, because if you had to flee, you would have ran back through the 10 orcs.
Yep. Still dodging.
You are still dodging. As a player character, Taman, you're next.
Okay, I am gonna notice a good thing when I see it and just keep throwing magic missiles at this guy.
How many spell slots have you got?
I've got 4 and I've used 2.
Fantastic.
Okay, that is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7-level wizard should have 3 spell slots, not 4.
No, it is your wizard level.
No.
Yeah. I was confused earlier. 2 seconds.
Spell slots per level for a wizard is fixed.
Hang on.
Spells that
Spell
you can
slots
prepare.
learned is different.
Spells
No,
prepared
it's-
is slightly different.
Spells prepared.
But that's not the same as spell slots.
No, you are right. I apologise. Yeah, I was thinking of the wrong thing. It's 3. But anyway, that was my 3rd.
So this is your 3rd. So what's this being cast at?
First level.
At
No,
2.
sorry, 2nd level.
No, you don't have 2nd level yet.
I don't have 2nd level yet. That's the next sheet. I knew I'd done it at some point. The same guys I did last time. The Eye of...
The Eye of Grumsh. Yep,
Yeah.
no worries. So roll your damage, 3d4 plus 3.
Yep. That is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Ah, 1 less than last time. Okay, cool. So these 3 orbs smash into the Orc Eye of Grumsh.
Yep.
The next up is the Zoltarans. So there are 6 of them. And what you guys notice is each pair is targeting the same orc. They are very efficient in what they do. 20, 30,
Basically, they're the SWAT team.
10, 22. So, target AC was 13, which is great. So, the first orc takes 2. The second orc takes 1. And the third orc takes 1. Someone's rolling some frantic dice there.
Sorry, I thought I was muted.
Okay, so... one orc drops with 2 bolts hanging out of their chest. The other 2 are still standing, but they are very, very worse for wear. 13. Orcs are 9, therefore... Fingers! You are up.
Okay, so as I left the keep, I whipped another chicken leg because the chicken's rather nice there. So I'm busy chomping away on that. Is any of the orcs in melee combat with anybody?
Not at the moment.
Right, okay. Well, I'll just I don't think I've got the legs to catch up with anybody directly. So I'm going to use my short bow and I'm going to take a pot shot at the biggest one of them all. If I can see him from where I am.
I was about to say that, actually. You don't need to leave the bridge. You can shoot them from where you are. Very good thinking. So you're going for the orc leader, are you?
Yeah, just the biggest one. I'm not fussy.
Cool.
They're all greenskins.
You're within. In fact, what's the range of a short bow?
Actually, I have that written down. 80.
320. Yeah, you're within 80 feet of it, so you can make a normal attack.
Thank you. Okay. And I rolled a 3. And plus my 5 is not going to hit him anyway.
Not at all.
Bosh. And then I'll use my cunning action, my level 2 skill that I have, to try and hide amongst the debris in the keep courtyard here. if I may.
Okay, make a stealth roll with advantage.
Thank you. Okay. Oh, Jesus. 16 is the best I have. Hopefully that's higher than any of their passive perception.
Okay, I was going to set a DC of 10 of that because they're concentrating on the guys on the ground, so you are successfully hidden.
Thank you.
Okay, so the orcs, there are 8 normal orcs left. 3 are going for Zolkin.
Have you gone top of the round again? Because you've missed out Milo again.
Milo got a 4. The orcs got a 9.
Oh, did they? Oh, yeah. I've just seen the list. Sorry.
Just because you barely turned up to the party, stop thinking that we got it wrong, Milo.
No, I'm just worried that I have 1 hit point to last me the next set of rounds.
That's all right. So, 1, 2.
It's all right. You got 3 death saves as well.
If they don't hit me.
Okay. So, Zolkin has taken 6 points of damage. And 1 swings at you, Milo.
Yes.
And I rolled a 3.
Okay, I'll get back to what I was doing. I'm planning my next game.
So, 3 plus 3 is 6. He clearly misses you. Milo, you are up.
Panting heavily. I will use my inspiration to hit the bastard in front of me.
Go for it.
I'll roll both dice. Natural 17.
Target AC for the Orc War Chief with chainmail is 16.
So I don't even have to worry about my +5.
However, you did have advantage, so you might crit him.
That was my advantage die.
Ah, right, cool.
I rolled a nat 3 and a nat 17.
So, D6 plus mod?
Yes, it's a d6 plus 3. Which is 6 total.
Okay, he takes it. He's not happy, but he's still looking strong.
Then I will... Step of the Wind, disengage, using my last key point, and running beyond his reach. So I'm going behind the whole orc party.
So you're running back into the palisade? Or beyond?
I'm bolting 35 feet away from the party behind me and the orcs. So they've got to try and catch me.
Okay, so you're actually going further outside the village.
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay.
Just to catch a breath.
Awesome. So at the end of that turn, Milo, being so far out, please make a perception roll with advantage.
That's 18 total.
18.
Yes.
You feel through the ground a significant vibration that feels like it shouldn't be there. As you turn to face the orcs, you hear and the ground starts becoming littered with arrows.
Around me.
Nope. Centered on the orcs.
Well, I'm fine with that. As you said that, I was like, no.
And as you look just to your left, you see close to 50 elves lined up, arrows already in their bows, drawn again.
I'll raise a hand in thanks.
And as you look back, all that's left standing is the Orc Eye of Grumsh and the Orc War Chief.
Interesting, yes. Very interesting.
Top of the order. And Zolkin. With speed that you weren't expecting, Rav. Charges straight in to the Orc Eye of Grumsh and swings with ferocity.
That is
3 times. Each one making contact, cutting deep. And the Orc Eye of Grumsh drops down to one knee.
Well, he seems useful.
So the Grumsh has been dropped to one knee.
At this point, I'm envisioning just playing with toys. Like, you kill him. No, you kill him.
The War Chief swings at Zolkin. He's a bit of a badass.
Oh, fuck. Hold on.
Are you okay?
Ah. Be with you in a second. Carry on.
Both the cleaves of the great axe hit. And under normal circumstances, Zolkin would have taken 23 slashing damage. However, he takes 11. But he down to one knee too.
Sounds like a lot of people are like trying to get engaged right now.
Yeah. If you're up for it, Rav, you are up.
Yeah. How far away is the last remaining orc?
There's the orcs are dead.
The war chief.
There's a war chief and the Grumsh. The war chief's still standing. The Grumsh is sort of down to a knee, and they're about 40 feet away.
40 feet from me.
Yep.
Okay, I can move 30, can't I?
You can indeed.
Sultana's still engaged, isn't he, with the war chief?
No, Sultana was engaging the Grumsh and got battered by the war chief.
Okay, so the three of them are all together, aren't they?
They are indeed.
From where I am, then, I will... I really want to use my breath weapon, but it's not going to work. I will throw an Eldritch Blast at the war chief.
Okay.
And that absolutely sucked. 11.
No, nowhere near.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, 20. So, Keller. fires a bolt. And that bites deep into the orc eye Grumsh. He takes 7 piercing damage straight through the eyeball. And literally goes flying backwards. Arrow, or sorry, the bolt sticking upright in the air. Leaving the war chief staring down at Zolkin. Up next, we have Orkaya Grumsh is gone. So that puts on a 13. Taman!
Yes. Right, I am down to cantrips now, and the only one that's worth a damn is Ray of Frost. So let's go free some shit.
I remember last time you cast that, and you stuck it through a window instead of hitting a door.
Yep.
Have you adjusted your glasses this time?
Yeah. Might actually be better. Right, Ray of Frost.
Firebolt's actually a better cantrip, but yeah.
Choose the right target.
Most other wizards are better wizards. Yeah. Okay. Ranged attack, which is okay. 18.
18 does hit the war chief.
It takes 1d8 cold damage. Where's my d8? I did not think I'd be using this. 2!
Okay, so it takes 2 cold damage.
I made him slightly chilly.
You did indeed. With that, the Sultarans concentrate all their fire onto the war chief. Help if I put D20 instead of 20 plus 3 to make it 23. Miss, hit, miss, hit, hit, miss.
I'm going to have to disappear now, unfortunately.
If you're able to wait about 3 minutes, Craig, we'd be done.
Okay, yeah, go on then.
That seriously hurts him, and he too drops to 1 knee. That drops us down to Fingers.
So, call out, stop. I think enough people have died. Just see if anyone's paying any attention at all.
So the only one left is the Orc War Chief.
The only one left is the Orc War Chief.
Yep.
Surely he's worth more alive.
Okay, you done?
I assume no one's paying any attention whatsoever.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm done then.
Milo.
Do I have enough movement to get to him?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you went 35 feet back, and it's a new turn, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go smack him one. Well, attempt to smack him one, at least.
Yep.
So, moving my 35 feet up to the last guy that's left. That is a 16 to hit.
That hits.
This is the quarterstaff across the back of his noggin.
He's got 10 hit points left.
I could do it with my bonus action. Maybe.
So what did the main attack do?
That is 5 damage.
Okay. So he's down to 5 hit points.
That's a 23 to hit.
That does hit.
D4 plus 3. Natural 4. Seven
Okay.
damage.
So as you smack him with a quarterstaff on the back of the knee, he does drop down to his other knee. And then as you bring it back, you kick straight in the back of the head, and you feel the head separate from the neck as his body just hits the floor.
That's the first time I've ever got a natural 4 or a D4.
As you look across, so you look to the left, you see a slender elf in ornate clothing who simply looks at you and says, "You're welcome," and disappears with the rest of his elves. No one else sees them. In fact, no. Can you make a perception check, please, Fingers?
Four, unfortunately.
No. You are so busy concentrating on the war chief that you pay no attention to what's going on. So, Milo, you were the only one who's seen the elves. Others will have seen the arrows falling, but you were the only one who's seen them.
Yep. I shout out thank you and go back to the party.
With that,
Actually, I helped, what's his name? Zolkin. Because he was on one knee, I helped him up.
yep. He appreciates it. He stands up and he says, "Thank you." With that, you head to the town centre, and their healers put healing potions down your throat and restore you to max hit points, and you manage to achieve a short rest. At which point it is about 10 o'clock in the morning, and you hear a ding, do, 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 as you advance to level 3.
Level 3.
So you are now at hit points max. Because you've achieved some rest, you also have all your resources back. But Zolkin looks at you and says, "By sundown, I expect the villagers to be safe." And he sets you out towards the drawbridge that's lowering. And at that point, due to being fairly late and people having to go, I am going to call that a night. So if you have been watching, thank you very much indeed for following the adventures. We all wish Luff the very best on his honourable charge with the Knights of Nandar. From myself, from Craig, from Lee, from Ollie, and from Dave, we bid you adieu, and we will see you again for session 4, hopefully rescuing the villagers in the future.
Bye.
Good night.
Adios.
Ta-ra.